doop 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 doop. Anyway, heidi ho, the wild is back. Sage is no longer out at a workplace all week. Sage is here at his computer where he belongs. Boop, there you go. Should now be able to see Sage at his computer. Where the shit is my stream thing? There we go. Make sure everything's running. Yay, there it is. Cool. So yeah, hey, Sage is back. No more stuck at Worky Works. Yay. I'm gonna go just do some farming this mornings and then work on our little underground area some more. I figured if I'm playing it anyway, I might as well stream it. Stream it. Now, that does mean I'm not going to be listening or watching YouTube videos while I do it, like I kind of was, but at the same time, well, you know, there's stuff to do, so stuff will be done. Anyway, let's go ahead and power up the farm thing. Hi to homie cow. I saw that you were on the server. Fingers crossed the server remains stable. There we go. Enable all the plows. It's pretty early morning for me doing this. For the real life work stuff that I've been doing this week, it's been a lot of soldering, however you say it, soldering. Lots of tiny little parts. It's actually quite fulfilling when it actually works correctly. But yeah, a little bit tired after a whole week of that and a lot of like paperwork stuff and learning regulations at the sort of Aerotech assembly company, which is really cool. That's not the actual name of the company. I'm not going to say the name of the company because I'm not sure if I should yet. But yeah, it's circuit boards and stuff for aircraft and all that stuff, which is really pretty damn awesome. Boop. I guess I could say my mother works there, so I asked her to put in a word for me. That's what helped me get the position. But I still had to go ahead and do background checks and all that. Okie dokie. Really, it was just like another reference. Alrighty, hey, Aura Prime, hey, in WL. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get a few of these filled in. Let's also go ahead and get some music going, shall we? Vind Svept. Because I think Vind Svept went ahead and released a new song recently, or a song or two. So it's something we haven't seen before, or heard, pardon. I'll leave the autoplay, and it'll just keep on going between stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the rest of them here. Yep. Ooh. See, flax is such a pain in the arse to get. Okay, and then we got any seeds in just grass seeds, huh? I was thinking maybe we had some of the seedy seeds for these guys, but guess not. Get these sorted out as well. And then we'll, of course, feed them into here. That should be it, right? Okay, we made more than we intended. Stop making them. Okay. Let's take the rest. We'll do the convert to food stuff in here. Ta-da! Get ourselves a nice amount of food. Really, I should have... Well, I guess we harvested one thing of flax seeds here, and then we're replanting two, so it makes sense that we wouldn't have that many actual flax pieces left over since we're planting 2 rows. So we need ourselves a lot of flax to get those windows we want done. There we go. Planty plant plant. Planty plant plant. You see, check it and see that the seeds are still holding up. Yep, still holding. Oop, there goes another one. We can't actually make more, unfortunately, so probably gonna run out here in a second. Check this inventory as well. It's still got 4 of them. How many do you have, Fair Spot? You got 2. So really, we could sort these out by dropping you into here. Excuse-moi. There we go. And I'll plant it most of the way, and then we'll run out, I'm sure, and we'll do just a little bit of other seeds the rest of the way. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will make it. I think we might have gotten lucky. Never mind, it just ran out. How did the one with 3 over there naturally run out first? Did I drop it down to 2 like a fool? No. It's not run out either. Why? Okay. Being finicky. Everything, of course, is always finicky, is it not? What do you do, Aura Prime? Oh, sugar. There we go. Well, I should say my first week of work was technically training, so I wasn't working on the floor or anything, like the floor of the big construction area, actually assembling circuit boards for the aerocraft stuff, but training for it, which is one of the reasons why there was so much paperwork stuff we had to go through on the computer. Which, by the way, really puts me to sleep, it turns out. I was falling asleep yesterday sitting bolt upright, just literally like this. As I realized, oh, the audio thing I was listening to, the training stuff about hazardous materials and chemicals, has stopped talking. I should probably wake up and try to sort that out. Okay, enable plow. Ah, crap, I should have gotten the seeds out of here first. Then we put them in once we've dealt with that. Cool. But yeah, and I'm not sure where exactly I'll be assigned. I might be assigned to the manual assembly stuff, maybe, because I apparently did fairly good. I have no experience soldering, and at one point, my instructor actually said, so you said you had no experience before? One of those things, because I was doing a pretty good job, I think. I was very happy. My final, like, test board, I managed to do with only one fault, which was really annoying when I saw the fault, because it's like, oh, right, the solder clearly didn't, it blobbed up one side, and it was supposed to blob up the other side, and it didn't. It just had a little gap there where you could see it clearly wasn't making contact. I'm like, how did I miss this? Oh, I checked it under the microscope, which I use one eye on because I have a lazy eye, so if I use both, it's like, I just see black dots everywhere. I say I have a lazy eye, it's not really been documented in years, but I know when I was younger, it was a big deal. Oh, hi, SimSpeed, how you doing? Start streaming, SimSpeed dies. Full shame, Wild, full shame. Yeah, maybe someone broke something. As far as I know, there's still no option to look for broken stuff in... Okay. Seeds are all gone from there. Well, it's definitely not gone from there. Okay. Like this. You'd think there would be, like, fracture pieces you could find in here or something. None. Just biggest grids. Let's do fastest. Maybe that'll show something. Nope, just people running. That's the fastest thing on the server, huh? You can't stop people. Boy, oh boy. This cathedral coming together over here, eh? Dun, 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 dun. Pretty damn cool structure. Alright. Don't know. Oh, there was a tree going fast. Miku, somebody must have cleaned it up. Alright, let's see. Nothing in there. Cool. Let's see if we have the stuff we need to make a few more windows. We still have 4 on us. 100 speed units. Okay, so... Excuse me, please respond. I just need to see what we're missing from this. Oh, we actually have tons of basic glass. So what we really need isn't even the flax, which I will drop in there, but it's probably metal components. Memory serves. Oh, by the way, if you don't follow my Twitter, you will notice that I went ahead and accidentally put my phone through the wash. Because I am working in circuit board assembly and stuff, and it's aerospace, so aerospace, aerotech, aerospace, they still use old solder, or they use solder that's got lead in it. So to avoid lead poisoning and stuff, the second I get home, I take off all my clothes. And I took off all my clothes and put them in the wash, got my wallet out, got my earbuds out, forgot my phone. So my phone's dead. I've ordered a new one that should be arriving today at some point. There's the window. So really, we're just missing metal pieces. Holy crap. Well, we can do that. Let's see. We got any in here already? Holy crap. Somebody went mining. Jesus. There's a skull in here too. Horrifying. But yeah, we're gonna need tons of this, but looks like we'll have it. Ah, Gizlord, thank you for all this metal. It's incredible. Groovy. Black's noted as well. Hit. And... lip. Hit. Let's queue up like a dozen of them. Okay, I was like, well, it said it made 1, but I don't see it. Okay, where is it? Okay, there we go. Now it's actually showing slightly more. I was expecting these to drop a little bit quicker than that. Wasn't happening quite as I expected. But yeah, this will get us a lot of nice stuff. Unfortunately, we do have a little bit of lag attacking us. Oh, and of course, yes, we are starving. Eat, damn you! Thank you. Hey, Orange. Howdy-ho. And hello, John Dreloon. God dang it. Start streaming, the SimSpeed dies. This makes no sense at all. Look at that. We got nobody on here. 7 people. And the SimSpeed is toast. SimSpeed's fine. Actually, the SimSpeed is a 1. Stable 1. It's that stupid lag connection bug thing again. That's what's happening. A freaking annoying thing, that. Hello, fireplace. Please make me more bread. Thank you. And you? Thank you very much. I'll take all of these and give you some more metal so you can keep making us windows. Good. SimSpeed's showing different per person for some reason. Very confusing. Alright, let's see. How... Drop off that bread. And drop this bread off as well. Cool. All top stacks. Let's see. How's the food store doing? $2.99. Pretty much all the way up. Just 16 short of absolutely full. Huh. Oh, now the SimSpeed's dropped down. Weird, when I checked it earlier, it was obviously very, very stable. I don't know, I've not been back until now. Collapses and destructions and all that. Oh, what's this? Oh! Meeks, thank you. Is that Meeks? That's not Meeks, that's Mithra. I need to find that name. Mithril Chew. Mithril Chew. Thank you a bunch for that. Mithril Chew. The Bit Cinder. Mithril Chew. Very interesting. Oh, person. That's me. Alright, well, I think we've got enough windows. Let's see. We don't have 98 of them, though. Let's go ahead and grab a little tiny bit more of this good stuff. I wish the devs would figure out why there is such lag on a lot of this. Oh, that's my Twitch chat. Just trying to get things sorted so I can actually see it. Been out of it for a week. There we go. Yay! Mithril Chew. Thank you a bunch for that. Oh, no more IRL work because it's a weekend. Not because I quit or something, it's just because of the weekend. No. No, just... Metal Chew, okay. Oh. Okay. Mithril Chew. Mithril Chew. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. So, I've seen these pictures you sent me, Addy. What the heck happened? Also, middle mouse click just sent me running forward somehow. That was weird. Okay, so we got the more metal, right? Now we queued it up and didn't grab it. Or did we even queue it up? Things weren't responding. Yeah. I don't like elevators. That's why I don't like elevators. Things just go wrong. I've just literally this week started doing, what do you call it? Assembly, like circuit board assembly stuff. Literally this week was training. Next week I'll be assigned like a proper position where I'll find out if I'm going to be making, if I'm actually going to be sitting there soldering stuff together on boards, or if I'll be, maintaining and fixing boards that the machines didn't do right, or just manning the machines. It's a pretty big place, and they're going automated quite a bit. So we'll find out next week, Monday. We'll see. I apparently did very well on the training stuff. The base itself is going pretty good. I've been away for a week, obviously, because of this first week of training. I've been absolutely exhausted. Base is going alright though. The base, the pit. I'm very happy with it for the most part. I still wish more people would build, but the laggities, I don't blame people too much. It's like things go crazy whenever people mine. Apparently that might be what's killing our sim speed a lot of the times, or not even our sim speed, but just causing those like 7-second lags where nothing's responding. Looks like it might be tied to the voxel map. I've sent it to the dev, Deep Flame. I don't think I ever got a response from him. So yeah. Hey, Addy, that's good to hear that you finally got another monitor. This really does pay off. I would be like, oh, I'm tempted to go buy a new monitor with my first week's paycheck. But of course, I spent my first week's paycheck on buying a new phone. A replacement of the same exact phone I already have. A Droid Turbo 2. Because I put my other one through the wash. And I tried to clean off my lead-soaked, my lead line, my lead-infected, my lead... not perforated. Anyway. Work with lead-based solder at work, so... got home, washed all my clothes, realized like halfway through the wash or more, I don't know where my phone is. Couldn't find it actually in the, I couldn't actually even find it in the wash, but apparently it was in there after all, so when I finally drained it, there it was. Not very happy to have been washed. And yeah, it's not working, so I had to spend my first week's paycheck ordering a new one. I was gonna get a Droid Xperia. I think that's it. Not Droid. Well, it's a Droid phone, but it's a Sony. Oh, what's it called? I think it's Xperia. Yeah, Xperia. Like their latest one is a 4K screen. That's the same resolution as my monitor. Like if we were to Alt Tab real quick, you can see just how tiny text and stuff is on my monitor. Like they have that on a phone. I was like, okay, and it's got super slow-mo and stuff. That could be cool. It's more than a week's pay, but holy crap, awesomeness if I'm getting a new phone. Turns out it doesn't work on Verizon, and Verizon's what I got. So I kind of just went, okay, well, GG Verizon, GG Sony. You guys could have made money off me, but you decided not to. Brilliant. Went ahead and just spent the 300 and so to get another Droid Turbo 2, because that's a phone I know is fairly reliable. And it's obviously the one I just had before I sent it through the wash. Can I not build here? Oh, I need small sticks. And I didn't bring any, because I am stupid. Also, Coaljack has clearly been working here while I've been away. He's mined out this whole area here. It's quite the sight to see. I still need to get the windows in, and some railings up there, but for the most part, it's pretty damn awesome. Awesome work, Coaljack, if you're listening. Galaxy S8. See, the thing is, Meeks, you need a smartphone. I don't know how anybody survives with that one. Thing is, though, I hate most smartphone designs. They're fracking, ugly, blobby, stupid things. I hate them. And also, why can't I place that? You said I could place it if I had the pieces, and now you're not letting me place it. Game. You do try my patience sometimes, game. What if we use the small one again? Aha. Flip it around that way, hold shift to move it. There we go. That worked. But yeah, I hate most phones. Like, almost everything Samsung makes and everything Motorola makes, I fucking hate. Not because they're necessarily bad devices, just because they're fucking hideous. You look at them and they're just like rounded, blobby edges everywhere. It's like, what? No. Give me something that actually looks like you spent some fucking time designing it and not just went, people like round edges, meh, and threw it together. Like, if you don't know why I like the Xperia so much, Xperia. Let's see. See if I can find that on Amazon and on. Or maybe this. Let's see. There. Look at how beautiful this stupid phone is. Like, this... That's one of the main reasons I was so... about it, is just because so smitten with it. Is just look at the damn thing. It's gorgeous. It's just a cube slight roundedness on this, but they also bevel it. There's an even better one than this one. Let's see. This is the compact. Let's go back to phones. There, premium. That's, God, is this the 4K one? It just looks so, yeah, this is it. It just looks so good. It's so good, and like the big flat area here and here, and the fact that it's actual metal and stuff. And then at the top, you have that slight bevel around it, and the bevel runs all the way around the whole thing, so it gives you that square feeling, but technically it's got rounded sides. Instead of most phones, like if, let's look at like a Motorola shit stick or something. There we go. And it's like, oh yeah, like, let's look at the Droid Turbo 2, which I think is a pretty cool looking phone, but at the same time, look at the corners. It's like, oh, blobby! A blobby, blobby, blobby. Blobby, look at this thing. A blobby, 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 no refined nothing. It's literally just a flat face with this thing blobbing up to the backside of it, and then the corners all blob around. It's fucking hideous. And that's what most phones are. They're just ugly, blobby things. Like, this is like their latest, yeah, the Z Play, where you can pop off the back and put a camera on it or something. It's like, okay, it's kind of cool that you get a circular thing, but look, it's just a blobby, ugly, hideous piece of shit. It looks a lot better when you take off that back panel, and it looks more like this little guy right here. Yeah, this is it without it. It looks a lot better, but still, at the corners, you know, it's got the flat sides, and you got this slight rounded thing here, but it's still just, instead of it being a bevel, a hard bevel like that, it's a rounded one. It's like, who wants that? No one! No one! And then, of course, again, once you get to the big corners, it's just like, we didn't spend any time at all thinking about it. We just made a curved blob. Fuck you. I hate most phone designs. That's why I went back with the Droid Turbo. I could have gotten something that's like similar stats, or even newer and slightly better for a little bit more or something. But the Droid Turbo, mine even looks better than this. It better be one that has the proper thing. It actually looks decent. You know, it's got some design to it, clearly. It's got this big vertical thing there. It's got some breakup between this and the actual back plate where it comes around there. And then it has the back plate, which isn't usually leather. It's this awesome, like, triangular pattern. Here's a standard one. There you go. That's even more smoothed. But yeah, it's like, that's cool. Not fucking... Still annoying how it's curved there, though, and stuff. And that's a Droid X too, I think. I think the Turbo looks even better. Let's see. Droid Turbo 2. By the way, remember, I searched Motorola shit stick, and that's what I got. So yeah, there we go. It looks about the same. It bugs me that this gray part doesn't go all the way around or something, or have more of a change than just this stupid, simple curve. It's like, eh. And it's still all curved up here. It's like, disappointing, disappointing, disappointing. But at least at a glimpse, it looks decent, you know? There, this is better. This actually does have the gray line that goes around the top. That looks so much better. I don't like it with leather, though. There, this. That's the way it looks. That's it. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. You see it's got the bevel there, where it's a hard bevel, and it's not too bad of a phone. I still wish it had harder corners, but I fucking hate most modern phones. I absolutely hate them. But this thing... If it was on Verizon, I would have definitely just spent $799 I don't really have to get it, because look at it. It looks like something straight out of like, almost like 2001 A Space Odyssey or something. It's absolutely awesome. I adore it. Let's aim at this right there. What's that? Boop. But yeah, it doesn't have a, what is it? I could remember earlier today when I was talking about it to someone else. CMDA, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have CMDA broadcasting, or CDMA. CDMA, yeah. It doesn't have that, so it can't function on Verizon bands, which is stupid! Really stupid. And I don't know why Sony didn't do that. So, man. Also, look at that. We got a little tiny gap up there at the top. That's annoying. Sugar. We're not going to be able to fix that easy. We might just leave it, or when we're done with everything else, we'll go back and try to stick some glass in there. No! And I hurt myself from the fall, of course. Eat some more of this. But yeah, that phone is like, that's how you design a phone, not this bullfinkel rounded corners where you're not even, clearly not even trying the slightest to design something interesting. Literally like somebody fucking threw up on a paper and just melted it vaguely into the shape of a cube. Three generations behind. Well, that explains, I guess, why they're not using it. They're like, let's not use this. It also explains why Verizon has a huge network if they're using old tech. And it's like, yeah, it's way easier. Oh my god, stop magically placing stuff again. Great. I love it when this glitch happens. Magically placing stuff, huh? Great, great. Can we get it to glitch out and build up more? Yes, we can. Cool. That means I can now jump to here. We can get up to here. I can aim and place one of you right here. Boop. Now I should be able to make the jump over. Yes, we can finish up our windows. Which phone are you talking about? Samsung? Oh, it's one of the old itty-bitty monstrosities. Yeah, those old things are damn reliable, some of them. My mother's had the old flip phone for years now. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to finish this. I guess we can actually finish this and get that fully sealed off. So let's do it. Let's do it just to make sure it's actually sealed off well enough. Ah, yes. That's going to be difficult, won't it? It's not going to want to let me place it where I want to place it. Shit. Oh, I know what we can do. Rules the unfortunate hidey-ho. We can use magic vision, which will still use our survival supplies, but we'll use the magic vision to see through the wall. Place it like that. That leaves two little corners that are open, but I think that'll be fine. Ah, it'll bug me. Actually gonna bug me, huh? Crap. Oh, and of course, Q and E when you're in spectator doesn't turn your spectator view if you're actually holding an object, it rotates it. I gotta get out of that for a second. There. And we aim at this maybe? Get it the place a little bit better off of you, maybe? Yes. That should be good. It is. Cool. Same over here now. And then this probably won't work, so we'll end up doing the same thing where we'll fly up into the ceiling. Let's try to place it against that. There we are. Those are taken care of all the way up. And we just got to take this one out. Crap. Let me just hold F on it, I think. I think we're supposed to be able to just hold F on it and it'll pick it up. But it could be because of the silly little point we put it in, it's not working. It's not cheating. Tech 3, that's spectator mode. I'm still using the survival mode supplies and everything. Just so I can get a better look. Where I'm trying to place stuff. I know what we can do. We can remove this one. Boop. Crouch. And now it'll probably let us see that one. Yay, success. Okay, cool. Ta-da. And our problems have now been sorted. Spectator mode, again, still using survival mode supplies. It's just special floaty cam. Place you, and then place you against that. Awesome. So that's all of them used up, but that's everything in place. So right click to remove you. Oh, I thought it would be one click. Apparently not. Goodbye to you. Hurt ourselves like fools, but whatever. Move that. Your scaffolding building? I've not seen it. Geeks. Are you at it right now? I can do a magic special third eye thing. Characters. Hello? I'm under the earth, I think. Oh no! Also, who is this I just teleported to? Also, what? It's supposed to be a character here. Huh. Dribbles the Unfortunate. Bulljack. Me. Ignoring Gravity. Stalled. Lumi. Meeks. Okay, Meeks. Let's see our scaffolding building. I took a quick look at this before I started the stream. No, I probably won't watch BlizzCon this year. Don't really care. I don't have too much love for Blizzard anymore, so. I mean, they're a fucking joke of a goddamn company sometimes when it comes to their art stuff, so fuck them. I mean, you look at the Worgen, permanently snarling like a Halloween mask. The female looks like a goddamn space chihuahua. That's pretty cool setup, by the way, Meeks. Pretty awesome. And then you talk to them, they're like, there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's like, really? Are you fucking serious? Have you never fucking looked at a piece of art in your life and thought maybe this should have a little bit of critique? You know? Have you ever critiqued a piece of art? Because it looks like fucking goddamn shit. I have the aesthetic sense of a giraffe? Fuck off, you fucking cunt. If you've not seen the derp-faced motherfucking Worgen, you are serious. If you have seen the derp-faced motherfucking Worgen, and you still think that's decent, dude, you need to just fuck the fuck right off. Because you clearly don't know what fucking art quality is at all. In fact, if you're on the art quality and you look at the fucking Worgen and you think, at least the female Worgen, you see that dirt face and you're like, no, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's acceptable. And you see the male next to it, it's like, well, it's got a permanent snarl. Its face is literally a Halloween mask that never changes. It opens and closes. And here's Blizzard redoing all their characters so they have all these facial animations. And then we got that. I mean, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fucking fine that we have that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. If you seriously think that, you need to go fucking cut your balls off, cut your fingers off, and never be in the fucking artist industry again, you sack of worthless goddamn motherfucking shit. Blizzard is a fucking... When it comes to World of Warcraft and art quality, they are fucking hit and miss like you wouldn't fucking believe. Sometimes they do incredible motherfucking stuff like their texture work, and then sometimes they do shit like the Worgen or that flying celestial pony with its broken fucking ankles. If they at least acknowledged that... Actually, they did say they were going to redo it, and then they didn't. They're also fucking... incompetent as shit at keeping their fucking promises. Like, I don't know, whatever happened to the motherfucking Worgen district they said that was going to be in Stormwind? They said, okay, we're going to vaporize the park, and then we're going to add in a motherfucking Worgen district. Where the fuck was that, motherfucker? You told me that you were going to add a motherfucking Worgen district, and you never fucking did. Goddamn joke of a fucking developer half the time. Fuck. So I used to think Samwise DDA, the lead art guy at Blizzard, was like one of the best ever. And then he's like, yo, we're gonna make Pandaria. It's like, okay, you want to add Pandaria, fine. You look at them, they actually did quality work on facial animations. I don't like the bulgy eyes too much, but whatever. You have to give them credit. The good art direction, work on that. But then you look at the fucking Worgen, and he says, nah, the Worgen are fine. You're like, motherfucker! What the fuck are you fucking smoking? Because you clearly have not fucking looked at both of these next to each other. And they're talking about redoing the goddamn goblins if they haven't already. It's like, seriously? You actually gave the goblins more than one facial expression, which is... And you're saying they need to be redone before the motherfucking Worgen? You fucking cunt. That dude, when he was like, no, there's nothing wrong with it, all my respect for him went. It's like, okay, you're just a fucking sack of shit then. You really just don't give a fuck about anything. You don't care about quality. You care about maybe, one little thing here and there. What's this number thing? What are you doing, Addy? Fuck. Alright, got all that. Got this, got that. You know, I wouldn't be so pissed though. Yeah, I'm pissed because they didn't redo my favorite race, but also I'm just pissed that their initial implementation of it was so fucking half-assed. The male Worgen, like I said, it looks alright. It needs some motherfucking face animations, but it's alright. The female looks like a Derpfest 9000 and has like weird-ass fucking body language and posture. Like, what? That's... And also, I mean, you look at male Worgen versus female Worgen eyes. And it's a goddamn joke. Let's see. I shit you not. This is a real picture of what they fucking look like. Look at that fucking garbage. And you're like, okay, or if they're going for some hideous derp fest thing, where its lips are like, and its eyes are like, hey, I'm so fucking round, and they're huge. Alright, and it's like got these like troll ears. Okay, but then you look at them on the fracking male Worgen. Let's see if we can get one. Here. Get an image up here. You look at the male Worgen, and this is what they look like. Their nose is a bit more of a lion nose than an actual dog nose. That's more of a dog nose. But at the same time, it's decent. It actually looks fucking cool. I personally don't like the permanent snarl, but whatever. It looks cool. And then you look at that. They don't look like the same fucking breed, do they? That looks like some sort of wolf lion man. That looks like a motherfucking Chihuahua freakout. What the shit happened, huh? You cannot seriously look at the two of those images and go, yeah, everything looks fine to me. Dude, get your shit together. And again, I don't like the permanent snarl. If they just fucking, I don't know, had some goddamn animation. Think about that, huh? Oh, well, I don't know. Animate your freaking character's mouth so there's not a permanent snarl, but the second you go into combat mode, the teeth show up. Usually it's only the big pointy ones that are sticking out or something. I never liked that anyway, but man, if that's their direction they want, that's the direction they want. I have big teeth, but the fact that they're mindlessly permanent snarl, literally like a Halloween mask, literally to the point where, you know, their face doesn't move except for their mouth opens and closes like a little trap door. That is some fucking shit game design and game art. That's like somebody should have been fired off that shit. I think I figured out Addy, what's Addy's doing. Fuck. I think I figured out what he's doing. I think. Maybe. Not sure. Man. Yep. I figured out what Addy's doing. He's counting the number of times I say the F word. Shit, man. I'm putting Samwise DDA's motherfucking ass on the fire because of the fucking Worgen. And also, they do have shitty things every now and again. It's been a long time since I checked, but last time I checked, there were still like little derp doos all over the place. I do have a lot of fucks to give. Giving all the fucks. Oh man. But yeah, they do derpity-do things. Like, you look at Overwatch though, and that game is just, it's beautiful, you know? I mean, you look at all the Rule 34 shit that comes out of their character models, and you know there's people that love that art direction there. And you have to admit, it's got great art directions. Very few derpity-doos going on there. Unfortunately, you know, they just don't have the same amount of quality on everything else. It's really Samwise that pisses me off, and the fact that they looked at the Worgen and said, this is fine. Really? You said this is fine, huh? Also, it does actually, you know, there should be some hatred, some irritation, some complaint filed against the rest of the art team, because they didn't go to Samwise to go, Samwise, I love you, I know you could fire me in a second, but that's fucked. I liked what I played WoW from fairly early on in vanilla. I didn't raid or anything. I just liked being in the world and exploring, and it was great. I played vanilla WoW all the way up to Pandaria. And I stopped for a while there where I was like, I burnt out on WoW. I mean, whatever, to each their own, but I've burnt out. What? And I was like, I will not come back unless they had fucking werewolves. If they had werewolves, I'll come back. And then I think it was Vlad here, Snake Eyes, sorry, who was like, hey, Sage, you know, they're adding werewolves. I'm like, sure. It was either Snake Eyes here or Ethan, my old buddy Ethan. One of them were like, hey, you know, they're adding werewolves. I'm like, no, they're not. Don't fuck with me. Don't pull my heartstrings like that. Sure enough, they were adding werewolves. So I, of course, got back into the game for a year or two there. When, what was it? What update was that? That was Cataclysm that came out, right? Yeah, Cataclysm, which was pretty cool. I mean, talk about an art-driven freaking update, where like the whole purpose of that was just like, yeah, we're redoing a lot of our old art because it's ancient. Ta-da! That was kind of cool. I thought that was really nifty. It ruined a lot of the world's feel, but it was pretty cool that they went ahead and gave it a touch-up. I honestly wish they had gone ahead and said, look, we're going to change Cataclysm, and then in 2 years, Cataclysm is going to become something else where it's not so chaotic constantly. Because it really did mess with things where it's like, oh, okay, so this is the way the world is now, and it's like, oh, the big fires, and they never really change. They did some of that zone phasing, you know, you can see how they developed their game design over time, so once you did a quest, the zone phases, and it would be different, so they could actually show progression, but it still ended up feeling, I don't know, just, it wasn't the same when you go to Stranglethorn, and it's like not the way you remember all those years ago. I don't know, something about that just left me a bit depressed, but again, a lot of it was, you know, it's like, hey, we're going to update our old zones. It's like, okay, so it's almost like the big art update, and that's when they introduced the Worgen. Big art update, and you did that, huh? Cool. Cool. And what was it? The goblins got their own district inside Orgrimmar, or at least they sort of took over a district. And what did the fucking Worgen get, huh? Well, the Worgen were supposed to, remember, get that awesome, the Worgen District, which I was like, oh my god, they're giving them the Worgen District. It's gonna, the park's been nuked, so we're gonna get a Worgen District there. It's probably gonna be like the same awesome art style that is Gilneas. And then, of course, you know, they just stuck two big middle fingers in the air and said, ha ha ha, never mind, fuck the Alliance. Fuck the Worgen. No awesome Worgen District for you. Also, we're gonna go ahead and move the Worgen, make them all super druids, and move them into, what was it? Darnassus. Congratulations! You get to go to the least visited city in the entire world with an interesting art style, but one that's not nearly as fucking cool as goddamn Gilneas was, and their frickin' old English style structures everywhere. Fuck you, Blizzard, man. And the thing is, it's online. You can find where they promised to have this shit. And then they just, like, out of the blue changed their mind and never even announced that they changed things up. It's like, okay, so when's the Worgen District show up? I was literally, when I was getting ready for the game's release, thinking, okay, so they moved him there, but I guess we're still going to, of course, get the Worgen District. They promised a fucking Worgen District. No, they're just a bunch of lazy-ass fucking hats who change their minds and never fucking say. Damn assholes. Yeah. I mean, clearly the Worgen... How did you imagine? Whatever, man. No. Don't build it down. That's why I wasn't placing. I figured it out. Shit. I want to flip that around. It's my bad. That's my bad, Koljack. That's my bad. I meant to take this out. And then I was going to place it a different way. A derpy dude. Sorry. The dude, That explains why I wasn't able to place this, doesn't it? I'm like, place it! Why isn't it placing? And like, well, Sage, that would be because you already have another one there. So we need this right here, like that. There we go. Much better. Don't apologize, Goldjack. Not your fault. That was my bad. I should have removed that earlier. Yeah, it's not fitting when I'm so angry, does it? Let me see. Let's see if I can find... I'm streaming. What are you doing? You bought me something. What? Oh! Oh, so when we get the boards down, I'll have drapes. The lights are on already. Oh, well, no, that light up there's not on, but my big super lights are on. That slowly got dark over time. Because their 80-year lifespan means they go dimmer after 2. Shiny drapes of prettiness. Yeah, that's meine Mutter, by the way. She said hello. They probably can't hear you, but... Okay, so they're actually green, but they look... I love them. I'll take these. Yeah. A blanket thingy, which is wherever it is. Oh, that is kind of cool too, though. What do people online think, huh? Hold on a second. Oh, I can see. It's showing up pretty well. I really like this, but the gray would definitely fit the room better, wouldn't it? I think we'll go with the gray. Cut this up and make me a big robe out of it. No. Instant no. Yeah, the gray will definitely look better. Okay. 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 I'm back. That was completely random and off topic, wasn't it? What? What'd you lose? I don't know. She lost the plastic bag in like 12 seconds. Someone's like, why not both? It took some drapes to calm Sage down. Yeah. I'm looking for... Let's see. God dang it. This is so dang good, this right here. If you've not seen Mad Max Fury Road, you really need to. Tis good, it is. That. I'm looking for like a 40-minute riff of just him. Oh, I feel so good! So good.
We are down 30,000 units of gasoline.
Gasoline. The original soundtrack is apparently what this is. Let's see. Not as good. Not as good. I'll leave it on for now, though, eh? Taking the Hobbit's to Isengard. That is funny. Ecto Mom. Ecto Mom. That's hilarious. Oh, feels so good, this song. Okay. Hey, Kolchak, man, you're a helpful guy, Kolchak. Kolchak, I don't think gets the credit he deserves for all the work he does on my projects. Like the bridges outside, in the center, and this. Oh, CDMA is getting killed off in 2019? What is this thing? Oh, it's another piece of this. Cool. Okay, let's see. What's this link that has been sent to me by the Meeks? Oh, that's the part. That's a good part. Love that part so much. So good. I don't feel like calming down. I feel like raging. I did kind of, I guess I reached the end of my rant against Blizzard though. Oh crap, I just built up the wrong one again too. Hold on, there's two of them here. One of them's the right one, one of them's the wrong one. There's the one up top's the wrong. Admit, man, this music's incredibly good. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, wrong one's removed, putting the right one back in. Boop. It's so good. Oh, was it the popcorn song? That was painful. I did some morning VRs a while ago where I'd play VR in the morning. Yeah. Some songs that were too fast burnt me out. 52 times, huh? Oh, you missed me raging out at World of Warcraft or Blizzard, or more exactly like Samwise DDA, for his absolutely pathetic art direction. Or at least inconsistency in his inability to see that the male and female Worgen look nothing alike. And that maybe he should actually have some care about quality. And the whole art team, that's what I was talking about, wasn't it, before Ectomum or Mumsy, I call my mum Mumsy usually, Mumsy, came in. I should say she actually works at the same company. Yeah, like I said earlier. Help me get in. Let's see. We need to put some floor plates in here. But, yeah, anybody in the art department should have walked up and been like, yo, that Worgen thing we did? Kind of garbage. Maybe we should actually, you know, put a little time and effort into it. At least the female one, because the male one actually looks decent, even though we didn't animate the face at all. But the female one, that's not the same breed, brother. That's not the same. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, 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 doop. Anyway, heidi ho, the wild is back. Sage is no longer out at a workplace all week. Sage is here at his computer where he belongs. Boop, there you go. Should now be able to see Sage at his computer. Where the shit is my stream thing? There we go. Make sure everything's running. Yay, there it is. Cool. So yeah, hey, Sage is back. No more stuck at Worky Works. Yay. I'm gonna just do some farming this mornings and then work on our little underground area some more. I figured if I'm playing it anyway, I might as well stream it. Streamity stream it. Now, that does mean I'm not going to be listening or watching YouTube videos while I do it, like I kind of was, but at the same time, well, you know, there's stuff to do, so stuff will be done. Anyway, let's go ahead and power up the farm thing. Hi, Miko. I saw that you were on the server. Fingers crossed the server remains stable. There we go. Enable all the plows. It's pretty early morning for me doing this. For the real life work stuff that I've been doing this week, it's been a lot of soldering, however you say it, soldering. Lots of tiny little parts. It's actually quite fulfilling once it's when it actually works correctly. But yeah, a little bit tired after a whole week of that and a lot of like paperwork stuff and learning regulations at the sort of Aerotech assembly company, which is really cool. That's not the actual name of the company. I'm not going to say the name of the company because I'm not sure if I should yet. But yeah, it's circuit boards and stuff for aircraft and all that stuff, which is really pretty damn awesome. Boop, boop, boop. I guess I could say my mother works there, so I asked her to put in a word for me. That's what helped me get the position. But I still had to go ahead and do background checks and all that. Okie dokie. Really, it was just like another reference. Alrighty, hey, Aura Prime, hey, in WL. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get a few of these filled in. Let's also go ahead and get some music going, shall we? Vind Svept. Because I think Vind Svept went ahead and released a new song recently, or a song or two. So it's something we haven't seen before, or heard, pardon. I'll leave the autoplay, and it'll just keep on going between stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the rest of them here. Yep. Ooh. See, flax is such a pain in the arse to get. Okay, and then we got any seeds in? Just grass seeds, huh? I was thinking maybe we had some of the seedy seeds for these guys, but guess not. Get these sorted out as well. And then we'll, of course, feed them into here. That should be it, right? Okay, we made more than we intended. Stop making them. Okay. Let's take the rest. We'll do the convert to food stuff in here. Ta-da! Get ourselves a nice amount of food. Really, I should have... Well, I guess we harvested one thing of flax seeds here, and then we're replanting two, so it makes sense that we wouldn't have that many actual flax pieces left over since we're planting 2 rows. So we need ourselves a lot of flax to get those windows we want done. There we go. Planty, plant, plant. Planty, plant, plant. You see, check it and see that the seeds are still holding up. Yep, still holding. Oop, there goes another one. We can't actually make more, unfortunately, so probably gonna run out here in a second. Check this inventory as well. It's still got 4 of them. How many do you have, fair spot? You got 2. So really, we could sort these out by dropping you into here. Excusez-moi. There we go. And I'll plant it most of the way, and then we'll run out, I'm sure. And we'll do just a little bit of other seeds the rest of the way. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will make it. I think we might have gotten lucky. Never mind. It just ran out. How did the one with 3 over there naturally run out first? Did I drop it down to 2 like a fool? No. It's not run out either. Why? Okay. Being finicky. Everything, of course, is always finicky, is it not? What do you do, Aura Prime? Oh, sugar. There we go. Well, I should say my first week of work was technically training, so I wasn't working on the floor or anything, the floor, the big construction area, actually assembling circuit boards for the aerocraft stuff, but training for it, which is one of the reasons why there was so much paperwork stuff we had to go through on the computer. Which, by the way, really puts me to sleep, it turns out. I was falling asleep yesterday sitting bolt upright, just literally like this. As I realize, oh, the audio thing I was listening to, the training stuff about hazardous materials and chemicals, has stopped talking. I should probably wake up and try to sort that out. Okay, enable plow. Ah, crap, I should have gotten the seeds out of here first. Then we put them in once we've dealt with that. Cool. But yeah, and I'm not sure where exactly I'll be assigned. I might be assigned to the manual assembly stuff, maybe, because I apparently did fairly good. I have no experience soldering, and at one point, my instructor actually said, so you said you had no experience before? One of those things, because I was doing a pretty good job, I think. I was very happy. My final, test board, I managed to do with only 1 fault, which was really annoying when I saw the fault, because it's like, oh, right, the solder clearly didn't, it blobbed up one side, and it was supposed to blob up the other side, and it didn't. It just had a little gap there where you could see it clearly wasn't making contact. I'm like, how did I miss this? Oh, I checked it under the microscope, which I use one eye on because I have a lazy eye, so if I use both, it's like, I just see black dots everywhere. I say I have a lazy eye. It's not really been documented in years, but I know when I was younger, it was a big deal. Oh, hi, SimSpeed. How you doing? Start streaming, SimSpeed dies. Full shame, Wild. Full shame. Yeah, maybe someone broke something. As far as I know, there's still no option to look for this up here in the mountains. An underground construct that's happened here. I think we've flown through it before, but we'll do it again since it keeps growing. Pretty far underground, really. Thing is, though, it loops back around so far that it almost comes back out the surface world. Pretty crazy. Oh, they removed the statue with the awesome little growing stuff. I wonder if the plants that were growing there died. They just decided to get rid of the statue. You lead anywhere? A wall. very bunker-esque. And then this starts going back up and over again. Wouldn't even know you're underground at this point. Hello? They used to have claim blocks in here. Holy crap, that's a long hallway. Funny though, it ends up so close to the surface right here though. They keep going though, they'll reach the surface world, maybe that's what they're shooting for. Pretty cool. Huh, that's a different type of house, ain't it? Good way to maintenance your roof though, you don't need a ladder, you just hop up there. That said, it does appear to have a few little holes in it. Anyway, let's go back to our underground layer and keep mining. Huh. Well, at least they've slightly evolved the AT-ATs a little bit. If you haven't seen... And I saw what you're saying about it looking kind of like the other thing, I can see that, but... I have mixed feelings on that. Leg mix... It's interesting. We'll see how it plays out, eh? See how it looks in movie, too. That's probably one of the biggest parts. Will it actually look like Star Wars, or will it be caked in darkness and horrible shadows and look nothing like a Star Wars film? That's the real question here. Alright, so... Again, why the devs decided that they didn't need to have corner stairs like that is beyond me, but we're still gonna have stairs right here. Da, 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 da. And I can't put that on the ground yet. Let's also switch out that pickaxe because it's about to go bust. That's the last thing we want. I'm really happy that Mama Sage went ahead and bought me drapes for that, because it does actually get quite annoyingly bright in here when we don't have the wooden boards on the windows. Oh god. It is funny that with the big hurricane coming, it's like, oh yeah man, it's almost like we're setting up for a zombie invasion, boarding up all the windows and everything. And I was going to make a video out of it, and I do have a ton of footage. Unfortunately, a lot of that footage might have now been lost, because I put my phone through the wash, as I said earlier. So we'll find out when I get my new phone in. I pulled the SIM card and the micro SD stick out of the old phone pretty quick after I got it out of the wash, so we might have saved it, but we'll really not know. Snake Eyes, what? It doesn't shift aesthetics, it... Here we go. Star Wars, it shifts aesthetics, yeah, but it doesn't look nothing like the other ones. It always has some semblance. Like, if you look at the Jedi Starfighters, they sort of look like an A-Wing. You know, they have it's like similar callbacks, but they're very distinct on their own. So it's really, really cool, because you get, you know, unique designs. They also have the fact that the Jedi Starfighters had those little things that popped out, I believe, like in the beginning of episode 3, where they had those little wings out like they were part of a TIE fighter or something. So you can see inspiration on other things. They pull inspiration. They're still very unique, though. And that's one of the things I honestly hate about JJ's bullshit, is the fact that he didn't innovate at all. He literally took the original episode 1 or episode 3 New Hope concept design for the TIE fighters and went, okay, here we go. And he didn't innovate and change design at all on the bloody what do you call those fantastic things? TIE fighters. He's like, yeah, we stuck a backseat in there, and this time it's like, yeah, but it still just looks like a fucking TIE fighter. You didn't design anything. That's where I'm very happy with the episode 8 trailers, is because it actually looks like they went, okay, let's hire a concept artist. Because currently it's showing those like little hover things where they got a little spike to keep them off the desert terrain. They got these almost B-wing like things that are shooting at each other in space. It's like, okay, there's some cool shit going on here. I think somebody actually, you know, took the time to make a proper fucking Star Wars film. So, it could be great. I still think, like, one of the best modern Star Wars films is Rogue One. Because they take the old designs and they make new things. Like, you have that new in-atmosphere fighter, the new in-atmosphere TIE fighter. They took the Lambda shuttle, and they built, New Hope's episode 4, you're right there. They built they took the Lambda shuttle idea of those wings that fold down, and they said, okay, let's have 4 of them on a big transport, because surely they have more than just Lambda-class shuttles to transport materials and stuff. And it's like, holy crap, that's awesome. And it all fits so aesthetically perfectly. The lighting is just fracking incredible. It's top-notch. It's, oh, God, it's beautiful. They actually looked at Star Wars films in the past and said, okay, how are they lit? They're lit well. They're lit well so you can see the action, so you can see the artistic detail. Not like just your fucking Abrams joke of a Star Wars film, where he's like, I like shadow! Fucking asshole. Story, first half of it, the story's good in episode 7. But motherfucker ain't got no idea how the fuck to shoot a Star Wars film aesthetically. Again, I still think he should be charged for blasphemy, for just the fucking shit show job he did there in England. Yeah, hopefully my little not SIM card. Yeah, hopefully the SIM card's still good, and hopefully the SD card is still good. Yeah, we'll find out when I try to plug it in. You just keep asking questions. Let's see what sets me off. I mean, I could literally probably rant on anything. If you really want me to rant on something, give me a subject and I'll go. I can probably find something to be grumpy about it, because I can analyze it and pick it apart somewhere. Like, oh, okay, well, I loved that, but what pissed me off about it? I don't know. There's gonna be some things though where it's like, well, yeah, I could hate on this, I could hate on that, but I'm not gonna. Oh, like the fact that, remember the Vetra sex scene or whatever in Mass Effect Andromeda? It was like super quick, and I'm actually fine with that. It like cuts away, doesn't really show anything. It's like, okay, I'd still like to see a fucking Turian without the heavy armor on, just to see what the fuck that actually looks like in world. And yeah, Vetra's hips, what the fuck? Garrus promised female Turians had very sturdy hips. Her hips were sturdy, but I expected, 9-mile wide motherfucking hips like you had in Mass Effect 1 when you looked at Turians. Holy shit. But Vetra, the sex scene, there's audio online of like a very sultry sex scene. It's like, okay, well, they didn't do it. I'm kind of alright with this, but the audio is gone now. It's been taken down from the internet. It's like, oh, was it fake and BioWare got fed up with it? Or did BioWare go, you're not supposed to know about this, so we're removing this, that way you don't say, hey, give us fun time with Vetra DLC. Beagles? Beagles? Bagels. Oh, I can round about fucking bagels. Bagels are so fucking disappointing. Oh, look, again, I'm magicking that shit in. Every time it does this, I'm magicking it back in. My hammer broke. And again, and you can see its last durability was so good. But yeah, okay, what I'm gonna do, I'll rant about bagels, and then I'll rant about medieval engineers. Fucking easy, motherfucker. 1 second here, though. Gotta get that freaking hammer back. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna get 2. I'm gonna toss one to Coaljack. I bet you his UI is not updating too, and the game is stealing supplies from him as well. Yeah, I'm alright with break it if I just miss it, but son of a bitch. Coaljack, hammer on the ground here, bud, if you need it. Since hammers seem to be the only one that doesn't update. So, let's just get straight into it. About medieval engineers. Medieval engineers. What's fucky about medieval engineers? Motherfucking lag. This like 7-second lag you get sometimes. We're lucky today, it's not really happening much. But so often in medieval engineers, you get this fucking infuriating lag where the game's just like, fuck you, and it lags the frack out and you can't do anything. It's in multiplayer. And your system can be running perfectly fine, but the game just goes wonky, and suddenly you can't do anything for about 7 seconds. So you can walk around, but like I couldn't even interact with these or something if it was happening right now. It's so freaking infuriating. Furthermore, what else am I annoyed at in medieval engineers? I'm not going on much of an aesthetic kick right here. Oh, I guess I could actually. If you really want me to, I can go on an aesthetic kick on medieval engineers. You want me to do that? I can go on aesthetic. The aesthetic is alright. In fact, it's actually pretty decent. It's sort of photorealistic, which I'm not always the most keen on, but you know what? I'm absolutely fine with it right here, right now. Alright. I'm not even going to talk about SE. I'm too irritated. But sometimes you get these hard edges and stuff, and I wish there was a way for it to line up. But given what it's doing, you know, the compound blocks and all that, I'm alright with them sacrificing some texture seam things and all that, just to have the compound blocks and stuff that work. I'm alright with it. There's solutions, but it would be a big faff. I think they should dedicate their time to a few other things, you know. What else right now, I'm not sure, but better than them putting in little bits of geometry around. That said, yeah, they could fix that texture seam right there. It's a bit annoying. On some other things, by the way, my texture settings are set to medium, but like, where is it? Where's the arches? Jack, where'd I put all the arches? Here, there's an arch over here we can look at. This is infuriating me. Why the hell do we see red right there? What is this shit? Clearly they have all their textures, or I'm guessing they have all their textures like in one big thing. Either that, or just somebody screwed up royally, and when they built this arch here, it's a doorway arch with a little rounded thing. When they built it, they applied the wrong texture to it because it's the fucking stone roofs. Maybe all their stone textures are on one big sheet. So in this corner they got the just stone bricks, then they got the stone roofs, and then they got stone whatever the frack else, basic normal stone on the walls or something. But holy crap, right here you get freaking, you can see it even right behind this. You can clearly see they got the wrong stuff. Also, texture seam freaking hell through hell. Main stuff that pisses me off though ain't art in this game. I'm fine with the art being a bit derpy because of all the cool shizzle-whizzle you can do in this game with compound blocks and all that. What really bugs me though is just like that lag. Like that inexplainable like demon lag we get. That's not cool. That, and the fact that hammers, for some reason, are the only item in your hotbar that doesn't update their freaking durability. So they break, and you're like, I'm gonna magic more in. Because I had no way of knowing this hammer was about to break, unless I opened my inventory, replaced it in the slot, and then brought it back again. Maybe then it would work. Even opening your inventory, the hammer still shows full right there, even though we just built something up. It's like, that's not fucking right. Oh, God. Anyway, that's enough of medieval engineers rant right now. You said real quick rants, huh? Maybe you didn't, maybe you didn't. I just want to get on to the bagels. What pisses me off about frickin' bagels? I like bagels. They're alright. A bagel on its own even. I'm alright with a bagel on its own. Literally, you can give me a bagel without even, you know, heating it up or nothing. It's like, okay, you know, I'll slowly chew on that. I need a glass of milk or something because I cannot eat dry food without something to drink. I literally cannot. I will not be able to swallow it, and I'll end up choking on the stuff and like, new drink, and to wash it down. But bagels can be disappointing. Like, you know, it's especially if they go slightly stale. Because you get a fresh bagel, especially like normal bagels are boring as shit. Because you get a bagel and you're like, oh cool, it's a bagel. You heat it up, you put butter on it, it's great. When it's normal, you're like, okay, it's food. I'm hungry, I'll take little tiny bites every now and again. I gotta drink to soften it up. But if you're trying to eat it without a drink, oh my god. Holy shit, dude. It is infuriating. Because it's just too dry and it's too bland. If you're like, I'm gonna eat this whole bagel right now, you're like, okay, I've gotten a full bite out of it. I can't swallow it without a drink. Get a drink, nom nom, better. But it's still bland and boring. Also, the fact that if they don't have anything in them, again, they get dry. But if they have something in them, like little tiny blueberries or something like that, oh, suddenly, even if you don't heat them up, even if you still have to take the tiny bites, you're gonna die on bagels. That's the biggest problem, is they get dry. But they're pretty good. They're pretty good. You're right, it is hard to rant about bagels. Miku, that's hilarious. You know why they changed the rules, right? Because they're trying to fucking scam you out of more money. What it's all about, Magic the Gathering. How much money can they get you to pay? They want you to buy new cards. They're like, oh, he's got 800 cards. He's not going to buy more. I know. We'll change the rule set. That way everyone has to buy new cards. Now about Space Engineers? Fuck off. Fucking Space Engineers. Fucking, I'm so goddamn burnt on that game. We might play it today because I want to try out their new half-block things because they finally added fucking half-blocks. How long ago did I make that video on half-blocks? Let's see. Ectosage, half-blocks. Let's see if that comes up with something, huh? There we go. Half-blocks. Ectosage here on the Sage channel. That is the art game and eat. It's an old Sage video. Alright, so this is from February 2014. That's when I first put out a video about half blocks. I've been wanting half blocks since back then. And the funny thing about this half blocks video is partway through it, I decide half blocks isn't actually the best idea. The best idea isn't half blocks. You know what would be a better? Like quarter blocks. Because that's cool, right? And, you know, we can now do this in the vanilla game, and the textures are all match up, right? But the crazy thing is... See, it just gives it such possibilities. I'm so glad they finally added it. I'm so glad they finally added it. But I really do wish they didn't 1/4 blocks, because if they'd done 1/4 blocks, the possibilities are so much better. Because then what you get, actually let's leave this up right here, and go to that. Nope, go to that. But if they'd done 1/4 blocks, you can have so much more detail. Or if they had just allowed us to actually build onto large grids with small grid pieces. Because now one of the issues you get with those half blocks, because they have the half block and they have the one corner, is the fact that, well, I want to put this here and then I want to put something else over here. You can end up with offsets and weird things that don't line up. You don't have your corner pieces as far as I know. You don't have compound blocks, so you can't just shove them together. Why we don't have compound blocks is literally beyond me. It means they're hacks off motherfucking... Ugh. But literally, it's if they had 1/4 blocks, where you could be like, okay, I have now just tinier versions of all of our standard blocks, you could do a lot of stuff. With the half blocks, to basically make it work properly, where you could get all the designs you would want with half blocks, you need dozens of new blocks. With quarter blocks, all you have to do is take your already existing blocks and shrink them down to 1/4 of their size and make them pop on to the already existing large grids. So literally you could have a toggle, like let's say you press R when you're building and it switches over to the slightly smaller ones instead of the small ship blocks, and then you can just plop those on there, and then you can get all these awesome shapes and designs. If you go watch that video, the video I talked about, that I just showed a little bit of, I actually do talk about that in the end, and the fact that I came to the realization that it's just not gonna, it's not as ideal as the 1/4 ones, the half blocks are. Okay, what else? SE, compound blocks, obviously we mentioned that. Okay, that's almost surely gonna kill me, so I'm just gonna turn on flying mode so I can get out of the air. Okay, I think I'm still hovering. I am. I don't have flight mode on. Okay, I do not have flight mode on now. This is some lag fest. But yeah, compound blocks in Space Engineers. This is actually one of the things that bugs me the most about Medieval Engineers. Remember when Medieval Engineers just first came out? In fact, I could probably find it. Let's see. No, not the town of the... Let's see. There was something... Merrick Rose's dev blog. If you don't know who Merrick Rose is, that's the CEO of Keen Software House. The guy behind Space Engineers, Medieval Engineers, and Good AI. Thing is, though, back when... Let's see, I need to get to like his whole list of their blog archive. When did Medieval Engineers first come out? Medieval Engineers release date. Come on, Google, give me an exact date here. Early access date announced January 29th, 2015. So go to his dev vlogs, 2015, December maybe? Good AI. Go to that January, huh? There, Medieval Engineers. Okay, so here it is. This is Merrick's dev blog right here. A bit confusing when I don't zoom it in, but there we go. Okay, so about Medieval Engineers. Medieval Engineers is our second game about engineering and construction. The first one was Space Engineers, and is still doing very well. But if you come down here, why Medieval Engineers when Space Engineers isn't finished? I made a video about this dev blog. I talked about it, and because I was a little bit like, why are they making another game when their first one still has so many issues, still has no survival, real progression path or anything, no NPCs that are worth a damn. It's just a finicky, funky sack of shit. Space Engineers is still a a creative mode game, really. Its survival mode is trash. So it's got great potential, but it's fucking trash. And they still haven't used upgrade modules to any sort of thing. So I was like, why the fuck are they going and making another game? So we are expanding, we are expecting that many people would ask us, why are they developing a new game when Space Engineers is still in development and not even close to finished? And so, see, first let me assure you that development of Medieval Engineers hasn't had a negative impact on the development rate of Space Engineers. You can see this from the frequency of our weekly updates culminating in the major updates at the end of 2014. Super large worlds, procedural asteroids, exploration, in-game programming, modding, SDK, and API. The problem about the procedural asteroids is they're still pretty fucking samey. There's nothing to find in them, no alien nests, no hives, no structures built into them. And every time you do find something, it's a Lagfest 9000, and it's like, okay, this is funky, what's the point of it? Where's the blueprint I get here? Where's the rare material? Where's the progression path? Oh look, it's a tier 2 thruster upgrade. It's a module using their modding system that you stick into your thruster to give it more thrust instead of having to just replace it with a larger one, which is silly. Again, use their own design. So anyway, exploration, we didn't want to keep creating space games only. Instead, we want to blah, blah, blah. By creating a second Engineers game, we are leveraging our existing technology and experience. This has all become bullshit because they're rewriting Medieval Engineers no end, so it turned out to be pointless. Again, it's using their experience but not their technology. The thought that we should postpone the development of Space Engineers was a no-go. We had to find a better solution, so we started working on it. We started to hire new people. They said they hired new people. Look, their size has grown. They're still huge now. It's pretty awesome. They are developing both games, but the biggest fuck up is very early we realized that even Space Engineers could actually benefit from the development of Medieval Engineers. So, Space Engineers benefit from the development of Medieval Engineers. A medieval setting has different requirements for volumetric environments, and it forces us to look at engineering genre from a different angle. To be more specific, these are the things that Space Engineers earned or may receive in the future thanks to Medieval Engineers. Very top motherfucking thing. Compound blocks! Look at that! Right fucking there! So, again, to be specific, these are the things that Space Engineers earned thanks to Medieval Engineers, or may receive in the future, but let's be honest, you put it at the motherfucking top of the goddamn thing! Be more specific, these are the things that Space Engineers earned or may receive in the future thanks to Medieval Engineers. The very first motherfucking thing you list. And it's not alphabetical, motherfucker, because look, you got C, then you got M, then you got motherfucking A right there, and then you got V, then you got motherfucking S, not alphabetical. You put it at the motherfucking top! Biggest fucking thing! Compound motherfucking blocks! Multiple blocks being positioned into one grid cell. This allows better ship design. He's even saying ship design. He's not saying building design. Ship motherfucking design! Motherfucker called it out right there! And then what the fuck does he do? He does nothing! Then they don't fucking do shit! Motherfucking compound blocks! Where the fuck you at? It's been motherfucking years! Years! Look at that. 2015. 2 fucking years. Huh? 2 fucking years. Where the fuck you at, compound blocks? You wonder why I keep asking for motherfucking compound blocks? That's fucking why! On the fucking sales pitch for Medieval fucking Engineers, which by the way is a way better game than Space Engineers. I'm not saying it's not a good game. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying they fucking sold Medieval Engineers as a way to help Space Engineers. Fucking first thing you fucking list is compound motherfucking blocks! Get your shit together! Where's my fucking compound blocks? Mechanical blocks still doesn't exist even in Medieval Engineers. They're reworking it, and thank Christ, because if they did it all during physics, it would be kink, 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 and the whole universe would explode. These physics engines are not ready for fucking prime time. Voxel hands, that's pretty cool. Structural integrity, that never came to Space Engineers. It has no place in Space Engineers probably anyway, so whatever. Natural landscapes, you did that! They look fucking awful! The scale is completely out of fucking whack. Your trees are 3 fucking stories tall. Your forests have no density. Fucking learn something from Medieval Engineers. The forests are goddamn gorgeous. The planets are still too tiny, but as long as you don't go up a hill and realize the planet is a tiny little sphere, it's pretty goddamn great. Procedural terrain, it's pretty important here. This is why we were able to easily add procedural asteroids to Space Engineers. So because Medieval Engineers was developed, we got procedural asteroids and eventually procedural planets. That's actually cool. The thing is, though, that and the PBR thing here are the only 2 things, and voxel hands, I guess. So there's, out of this list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things, 3 of them are the only thing that actually fucking happened. Natural landscapes are fucking bullshit because they pulled them in there and they're goddamn garbage. That's my motherfucking compound blocks. Seriously, you don't even have to let me do 2 slanted blocks together, you know. I understand why you're worried that might cause issues with excess crap. But you know what, motherfunker? You know what? Why can I not put one itty-bitty frackin' light bulb in the same square space as another light bulb? And you know what really pisses me off about this too? Is when I ask any of the devs about it, you know, why the fuck can't you bring compound blocks over that say, the games have changed too much. They are too different from what they were originally. We've diverted them. And they have. They're rewriting it like crazy. But you know what that also means? You fucking lied here. But it also means that you could have, I know, technically they said, or may receive in the future. But you know, well, you went and put it in the motherfucking top. It was the biggest thing about medieval engineers at first, huh? But the frackers can still transfer it over because you know what it means? It means they have the experience. They've made it work. They've rewritten everything, which means they knew how to make compound blocks. So maybe take a week, maybe 2 off of medieval engineers, send them over to the space engineers guys and say, listen, sit down. We're going to fucking teach you how to add compound blocks to space engineers and maybe tweak some of your code too so it's not so janky. You did it once! Saying it's too difficult to bring it over doesn't mean you can't teach the other people to do it or just do it a fucking game. Especially, too, when the original versions that were very close together apparently could have both had it. Why not use that old code? Because I don't think Space Engineers has changed that much. They're talking about completely rewriting medieval engineers, but I don't think Space Engineers has changed that much. Go grab the old fucking code and pull it into Space Engineers. PBR, that's cool. That's cool. I'm so glad they added that, but you know what they're doing now? They're wanting to get back to this old colorful art style, which is all right. But I'm always more of a my art style myself is more of a photorealistic thing. So, meh. Also, I fucking died apparently. Probably starved to death. Anyway, there you go. You want me to rant on fucking Space Engineers? You got me to rant on motherfucking Space Engineers. Hey, how you doing? This my dead body stuff? Cool. Thank you. Oh. Somebody killed me, Ruby. Hi-de-ho. Seriously, Space Engineers, there's such things that piss me off about that game. I'm actually starting to get a headache. It pisses me off so much. Also, what the shit just happened there? That was funky. Monkey crap. Oh man. The survival game. You know, with the easy. Remember eons ago when me and Aaron still hung out, we started the whole joint survival thing. And we started on the red ship, and it was super cool because you had to take stuff apart in a very specific way. It gave you a progression path. You had to make sure you took things apart in a specific way, or else you would fail. You had to take apart like the chair and this and stuff to build an assembler. You couldn't build a med bay or something to refill your oxygen. You had to build the assembler first. That way you could make this supply. And you had to build the right supplies first or you would fail. It was really, really cool. I think they made it a lot easier since then, where it's just a faffing walk in the park now, I think. It was so nifty. They've added more awesome stuff to the game, but they haven't added a progression path. You start out with all the blueprints. And maybe they should make it so you don't start out with everything. Maybe they should make it so when you get to Mars, then you get the oxygen farm or something. Then you get this and that. And again, what did I say? Use their own gameplay mechanic. You know they got those cool things, those upgrade modules? Don't mind it all out. Leave the stone in the middle. Leave the stone in the middle. Leave the stone in the middle. Stone in the middle. Leave the stone in the middle. Leave the stone in the middle. Leave the stone in the middle. I was talking in game, by the way, there, if you didn't know. There we go. But yeah, they have their upgrade modules, which I was like, this is a brilliant idea. It means you don't need tiered tools, you know, like they have with the hand tools. They finally added tier tools for that, which is awesome. Sorry, I was freaking out. Sorry. Build. But they didn't utilize that upgrade module system at all. There's mods that add tiered ship tools where you add upgrade modules to the side of them, and that's the way everything in that game should be. I'm talking everything. Literally, you have turrets. The way they do turrets in Space Engineers is fucking garbage. It's a joke of design. They're like, oh, we don't want to let people put turrets right next to each other because then it might look hideous. Guess what also looks hideous? When you got a slightly sunken turret with 3 miles of nothing around it because you have a collision volume and a placement volume that's a 3x3x3 cube. That looks like shit. That is shit. It's poor game design and aesthetically garbage. Absolutely garbage. It's fucking stupid. Pisses me off so fucking much, that. Okay, so how do you fix that, huh? So you don't want to have turrets right next to each other because that would also kind of end up looking garbage or look ridiculous. Also, of course, I don't think you modeled them back far enough so the head of the turret still sticks out too much. Numpty. Shift it back. Do it like you did with the small ship turrets. You already did it once. You proved you know how. So shift it back, redo them, and then make them a 1x2. So it's block, 2 up. Boop, boop. You got your turret there, and then along the bottom you have upgrade module spots. So it starts out with maybe as much firepower as an interior turret. Pretty much garbage. So how do you bump it up? How do you make it better? Well, you go ahead and let me place this goddamn block where I want to, or I'm going to fracking gut you like a fish. You go ahead and you have an upgrade module that increases its range. And you can put 4 of them on there, so it goes up to like 18,000 range. Or you could go ahead and put on an ammunition increase, so it doesn't have to reload every 20 shots. It can reload, if you put them all the way around, reload every 80 shots or something. Upgrade modules are the incredible feature they never fucking use. They put them in there, and then they just decide to fucking abandon them in 2 seconds instead of using them everywhere where they had such great fucking possibilities. Lazy ass game. Fucking dev shit, man. Oh boy, I'm sure they'll be happy to hear my rant on the Keen Software House Discord. Blocks! Sorry, you've gone deaf yet? I know some of you probably have. I should take that and put it up on my YouTube channel, since I haven't uploaded anything in a while. That stone got real small in there. It just looks like a little lava flow that came down and then hardened. Oh, Jesus. Osiris? Osiris New Dawn? Oh yeah, Osiris when the rover got stuck. Oh my god. That was so hilarious. That game's come along a lot, by the way. I haven't played it since, but one of these days we'll stream it or record it or something again. Because it's actually come along an awful lot, that game. Osiris New Dawn is technically its full name. What? 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 You shaking your head at me? You shaking your head at me, you full of fish food? I don't even know what the fuck that means. Shit are you building behind me? I've actually told Deep Flame, so when are you going to come back to medieval Space Engineers and work on it for a while? And he's like, no, he doesn't want to because the game's in such a fucky state. At least I'm pretty sure that's why. He sure as shit doesn't want to go back to it. I think he used to tweak at it or something, but... Oh man, I'm so angry. But again, upgrade modules are such endless potential. I felt that when they first started adding them, I'm like, oh my god, this is going to change the game forever. In fact, this might even change all games ever. The idea of using upgrade modules in such ways that they actually take physical space. Because a lot of games have, you know, had upgrade modules and stuff before, but usually they're in a UI. You pop a UI open and you shift upgrade modules. This is where you're actually building a physical upgrade module that takes up a very set slot. It's like, this is cool! This is brilliant! This could change all game design everywhere in the world. Same with compound blocks. But, you know, they went ahead and shit it all down the fucking toilet. At least they shit in the toilet, right? But seriously, it's like, dude, add it to turrets, you solve 2 issues, the huge stupid cube, and you solve the issue with, having them next to each other, because nobody's going to, some people will put them next to each other, but they're not going to, because they're going to want to put the damage upgrade modules on them, and then you'll have them like kitty cornered to each other or something, but at least people are having to logically think about how they're putting them together. Do the same with thrusters. I wanted to do that, but I couldn't get a good way to set it up, because if we had compound blocks, the coolest thing would be to have like my old industrial thruster, that big huge rectangular thruster, but to have indentations into it where you would actually build the modules into it. Or you'd have the thruster and then it would come back and drop down and go back as a thin thing, and you'd stick the modules on the top and bottom of it. Or you could just have that and build it in there so it wouldn't take up as much space. Unfortunately, again, can't have compound blocks in Space Engineers, so you couldn't fucking do that. It's another reason why I got so burnt on Space Engineers 2, is I've done some modding for the game, and they changed their modding stuff around, and they didn't update any of their fucking guides. Just no fucking guide updates at all. Literally, you go to like their most recent guide, and it's like, oh yeah, it sort of works and sort of doesn't, and it's telling you to do this, and that doesn't work anymore because it uses the GUI thing, and they're like, just go to the Keen Software House forums, somebody will help you there. It's like, I don't want to go to the fucking forums and ask somebody to help me. If I was going to do that, I'd just stream it and go, help. And I'd literally spend 8 hours a day just going, help me, somebody who knows, tell me what to do at this point. Not everyone could do that, though, and also, who the hell wants to go to a forum and be like, okay, so you said to do this? Yeah, but they changed that last month again. Oh, okay, cool, well, I didn't know that. Well, neither did any of us. They didn't say it in their patch notes because they don't make very good patch notes sometimes. So on and so forth. They need to go through, once they're pretty sure they're not going to be making any big changes, and upgrade all of their paperwork for Medieval Engineers modding, or Space Engineers modding, pardon. And they also need to make sure they got somebody who actually speaks English to do it as well, or at least is fluent in English, because sometimes they can have some pretty good check taps. Okay, let's see, got all that. Let's see. You want me to rant on pizza? I can't rant on pizza. I love pizza. Actually, I could rant on pizza. Pizza, that's pretty easy to rant on, isn't it? Because sometimes you get good pizza, you get great pizza. You order fucking, Domino's Pizza Hut, and it's like, oh my god, this tastes so great. It's horrible for me. It's fucking killing me. I'm literally killing myself to enjoy this greasy, slimy, salty pizza, but I love the stuffed crust, and I love the sauce. And then sometimes you order it, and you're like, yeah, let's get some Pizza Hut pizza, and it shows up, and you're like, okay, where's the fucking sauce? You've cooked this through all the way. I got pepperoni, I got cheese, and then I got the bottom. Where's the sauce? I see red. I don't taste red. You didn't put enough in there. What the shit is this? What the shit have you done? Pizza. I see nothing wrong with pineapple on pizza. I don't think I've ever had it, but the idea sounds awesome to me, actually. Just never actually gone through with it. But it drives me nuts. When you order a pizza and it's like, okay, cool, Domino's. Domino's is the worst for this. Every time I order Domino's, I always order double sauce. Because if you don't, they don't give you any fucking sauce with a Domino's pizza. You're like, I want some Domino's! It's usually decent, and they no longer taste like cardboard after they did their whole redesign and redoing of their recipe like a year or two ago. It no longer tastes like cardboard, so it's actually decent pizza now. Get double cheese, double pepperoni, it's great. But if you just go for like a standard cheese pizza, they freaking forget the fucking sauce. It's like, I got cheese, I got a little bit thin bit of cheese here, and I got nothing else. Where the fuck's the pizza? You forgot to put the fucking sauce on the pizza to hold it all together. You just gave me cheese on bread. I didn't order cheese on bread! I ordered freaking pizza, not cheese on bread. You gave me cheese on bread. If I want cheese on bread, I go make myself a fucking sandwich. What's that one sandwich called where you like grill it and it tastes fucking awful and it smells fucking awful and everyone loves it? Grilled cheese. That's it. Literally, it's grill on cheese. Grilled cheese. Horrible. I hate grilled cheese. I hate it. It smells so sickening. Ugh! God. If I wanted grilled cheese in the vomit, I'd go make grilled cheese. If I order a fucking pizza, put some fucking sauce on that goddamn pizza. Don't make me have to spend a 25 cents extra or whatever to get double sauce on your pizza. God damn. God damn. Do love Domino's and Pizza Hut though when you're like, I want double sauce on my Domino's pizza and I want double cheese. And they're like, okay, that'll be X number of dollars. Okie dokie. And they come up to you and like, here's your yummy motherfucking pizza. And you're like, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yummy pizza. I don't know what I use. I use yellow, yucky cheese. Probably American. Isn't that yellow? I can't even fucking remember. All I know is I did not find myself enjoying that pizza. Or that... whatever the hell that thing is I can't remember that I always have hated. Grilled cheese. I just have to keep remembering grill on cheese. It's literally that simple. All the sticks. Yeah, better cheese would probably make a big difference. Okay, so let's go in here. We're gonna go ahead and cancel that. Why there's a perfectly good iron hammer in here, I don't know. But we're gonna melt these two down. Get our iron, go to you, drop the iron off from our tools, and get ourselves some new pickaxes. Yay! And of course, since the inventory here is infuriating, we do this, and it's almost where we want it. I wish I could drag it to here and it would just shift the bread over one, not switch places with the bread. It always bothers me. Ah, I hate it! Yeah. Nah. Bacon? It's real easy to rant on bacon because pigs are apparently slightly intelligent. You've seen pigs, you know, like big, ugly, fat, blobby creatures, you know? It's like, oh, I don't really want to think about pigs. They don't have fingers, they don't have paws, they have hooves. It's like, ah, uncivilized and ugly! But then you see them sometimes and they actually have signs of intelligence, and some of them are as intelligent as dogs and whatnot. It's like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like bacon. Bacon tastes real good. I don't want to eat bacon because pigs are smart and they're so I get angry at bacon. Every time I eat bacon, I don't stop eating bacon, but every time I eat bacon, actually sometimes I do, like maybe 1 out of every 3, actually 2 out of 3 times I won't eat bacon because I'm like, okay man, I just feel too guilty this morning about the innocent little piggies that died for this, so I just can't bring myself to eat it. So that's my biggest gripe about bacon. I'm personally someone who likes chewy bacon, and also crispy bacon, and just basically all bacon, for the most part. I think I really do like chewy bacon the most, though, because it's like, chew, chew, chew. It's like, yum, delicious, great. And then you remember it was once a little sentient animal that had some sort of intelligence similar to your dog's. And then you're like, okay, I just want to fucking go kill myself now, because now I'm thinking about my doggy, like the fucking Chinese, and the fact that some of them are such Satanist filth that they fucking eat doggies. And it's like, I don't want to think about dog paws severed from innocent little puppies on a fucking plate. I don't want to think about that. Or that one dog that they showed in the soup where it's just, you can see it's like its body's shutting down because of heat exposure, and it's so out of it. I don't want to think about that. And so I don't want to fucking eat pigs because then it makes me think about that. I'm not sure Korea really eats too many dogs anymore. They've changed. I'm not sure they ever really did. It's China that you see a lot of that, and Vietnam too. But China, they have that, like, the dog-eating Satan festival. It's not like eating burgers. Listen, if you see a... Actually, okay, I honestly think deep down inside, a lot of this whole eating meat is slightly satanic. This comes back to the Garden of Eden, does it not? When the devil went over to... what was her name? I wanted to call her Little Miss Ellie. The devil slurpity serpented on up to, little old Eve and was like, hey, gorgeous, you want to eat something out of a tree? And she's like, oh, yes, I would. She reached up and plucked that nice red apple and chewed into it, and that was not a fucking apple. If there is any accuracy to the Old Testament stories of Adam and Eve, it's simply talking about apes learning to reach upright, that way they could more easily catch prey, meaning that it was not an apple, that was the red flesh of an innocent little animal she was munching into that she shared with her hubby, good old Adam. And then from there on out, they started growing bigger brains because it added nutrients and protein found inside meat. So if there is any accuracy to that, that means the devil's responsible for us eating all those fucking wonderful bits of meat. Also means the devil's slightly responsible for our increased intelligence. But yeah, me personally, I am so psyched from lab-grown meat. My mother's like, I don't know, it makes me feel uncomfortable. And some people are like, it's unnatural. It's like, fucking, yeah, okay, it's unnatural. Really? It's unnatural, huh? We're just growing meat in a lab. That's weird, I guess, but guess what? It's also kind of weird that we look at, the sentient little piggy and be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you and eat you. That's a bit fucked, ain't it? You wouldn't look at your dog and think, I'm gonna fucking kill you and eat you. No, you'd be like, oh, I guess we're both gonna starve to death, because honestly, I don't give a fuck anymore. And if I live because I ate you, I'm just gonna be like a worthless sack of shit the rest of my life and probably have a psychotic break and kill everybody. So let's not keep eating all the meats. Let's eat it now, obviously, because we need the protein. We need the protein. But for the fuck's sakes, once lab-grown meat takes over, don't you go, it's not natural. Motherfucker, eat your lab-grown meat and let the piggies run free! Of course, the crazy thing is there's going to be a huge cutback on the number of pigs that are actually alive in this world. Because as soon as lab-grown meat takes over, suddenly cows, pigs, chickens, all that crap, instead of there being billions of them alive in the world, also I think the server might have crashed, billions of them alive in the world, you're not going to need billions alive to feed everybody, so they're going to kill off the ones that they got into a certain population that remains, and it's going to sort of be like horses. Like, people got pet pig and pet this and that. And if you can potty train a pet pig, and guess what? You got a fucking pet pig. I mean, you look at India, they think cows are sacred. Can't really blame them. You can see the logic behind it. This big, peaceful creature, when they're young, they're sort of playful, almost like dogs. It's like, yo, I can see that. I can see why you think they're sacred. They're not exactly the most beautiful things in the world like doggos, but, I can sort of see it, because they're very peaceful in nature. That's kind of nice. So, it would be like that almost everywhere, except for, most people wouldn't think of a sacred. They just think, hey, why'd you kill that cow over there with your car, with that shotgun, that's Sam's cow, dude. Why the fuck do you do that? It's like shooting someone's dog, almost. Don't do that. Times are going to be changing here. And I'm really looking forward to the lab-grown meat. My niece is a, vegetarian. So, vegetarian? She eats chicken and fish. Whatever the hell that is. Yeah, that is that's a good point. No other species cooks its meat, yet here we are cooking it. Somehow, cooking it's not also unnatural. But yeah, you have to admit, it's a little bit more unnatural than just cooking it. Because you don't get meat growing randomly on slabs in nature. But, either way, I'm all for it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I only see massive fucking positives. No more chickens cooped up in these big mega things, and no more cows to the slaughter with that stupid thing that goes through their head. Ah. Every now and again I get that thought through my head. It's like, what would it be like to have one of those pressed against your forehead and pop into your brain? Or I'll see my dog's, nice rounded skull, and it's like, no! I instantly have the imagining of that thing pressing against his skull. It's like, no. Don't want to think that. Don't want to think that. And then I'm holding his dead body, and I'm like, no. My mind goes at 2,000 miles an hour on that sort of stuff. Next thing you know, I'm like getting up from wherever I'm sitting, enjoying it, trying to snuggle with my puppy. Like, lad, I never want to lose you. Oh, my puppy. Yeah, pescatarian. But yeah, my niece is, she's a vegetarian sort of person where she only eats, fish and birds. And, does mean she, she doesn't eat steak or nothing like that when we have steak or hamburgers. I'd love me some fucking hamburgers. Like I said, I'm going to keep eating meat until the synthetic stuff is more readily available. Because obviously we evolved thanks to, in theory, at least that's the current theory, because we ate meat, Eve went and reached up and grabbed that red apple, and what do you know? It was full of lovely, lovely nutrients. Either way, though, she won't eat a lot of our dinners and stuff like that. She'll make her own stuff all the time. She's actually pretty good at that. My niece, she's actually like 23, I think now, 22 or 23. It's hilarious. But she, keep losing my train of thought every time I say Shia. Don't know why. There's Shia rebels approaching. Oh no! Oh no! But she has said that once, I've talked to her about the lab-grown meat thing, and she's in agreement that once it becomes mainstream, once you can get it, hell yeah. hell yeah, she's gonna eat lab-grown meat. And, you know, the only thing that ever pops up with me about it is like, well, would you eat lab-grown dog meat? And I'm like, no, I love dogs. To me, dogs and wolves are actually sacred almost. They're, especially dogs, they're so pure most of the time in spirit and body. But would I stop other people from eating lab-grown dog meat? No, it's lab-grown. You're not killing a dog. I still don't like the idea of eating it. I don't think people in India will suddenly start eating lab-grown cow meat because it's still from their sacred animal. But, dude, it's not going to stop me from eating most other things that are lab-grown. And then, again, I think you're going to have a lot of vegetarians and stuff that are like, yeah, I'll eat lab-grown meat. It didn't kill nothing to get it. Some people that think it messes with your digestion, and I guess, depending on the person, obviously, it would for some people. But, let's not forget that it's believed we wouldn't be here in society where we are now without that red apple. Might have been better off, but we also wouldn't have all of our impressive sentient creation. Oh shit, this don't work the way I wanted it. Motherfucker. Again, why can't we put a fucking curved piece here? Ugh! So annoying. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put this. Because for some reason, you can't compound block this into the stair block. Like, you can't compound block that in, which is just stupid. So we're going to have to do something a bit different for these. We'll find a way to make it look more beautiful in a bit. And again, why we don't have a corner here is beyond me. Oh, fusion reactors. Yeah, in theory, 0% waste. I'm really looking for, and also, in theory, a big enough, more powerful enough fusion reactor. Great way to get rid of all of the nuclear waste that we have in our world. Because a fusion reactor is as hot as the sun, if you could throw something into it in small enough quantities not to cause damage to the actual infrastructure of the machine, you could disintegrate any waste you have in that plasma. It would be nice if this stone, as it came up, clearly had like a stone that matched it on top of it. Moving on, it's minor gripes. But yeah, that would be absolutely incredible, I think. If we had fusion reactors. Of course, there is ITER. If you guys have not heard of ITER, I-T-E-R, it stands for The Way. Whatever language it is, I can't bloody remember. The New Way in Energy. It's the biggest fusion reactor ever built. It's already obsolete in some ways, but part of the reason why they're building it is actually to test how you would build such a thing, see how it works, and they're going to learn more from this. It's not a fusion reactor designed to provide power, it's another experiment, but the thing is so big, it's incredible. Machine. What is a tokamak? Let's see, there's the design. This doesn't give you any idea on scale at all, but if you don't know, a tokamak is basically a donut or a bagel. And it is super duper powerful. These things here around it are all magnets here. And they basically keep a stream of plasma in there. And they use, I think they're using tritium or something? I think it's tritium. ITER, tritium. Was it tritium? Yeah. I think they're using tritium. Yeah. Deuterium tritium. DT. Yeah, deuterium tritium. And they're feeding that in there in small enough amounts and to continue keeping this plasma thing running. Now, there's different types of reactors. There's a circular one where they use lasers to ignite a small particle into plasma and that gets hot enough to keep it going. This one, I think they just condense it with the magnets until it gets going. I can't remember exactly. But once it's going, they feed it this deuterium tritium stuff to keep it burning. And it's so hot, they then use basically steam power again. By the way, if you don't know, our whole civilization runs on steam power too. It still runs on steam power if you don't know that. Except for some solar facilities and water hydroelectric, we actually still run mostly on steam power, believe it or not. But the way it works is it heats up this liquid that goes through a turbine. I don't think it boils it and turns it to the steam to spin a turbine. I think it just heats it up and then it flows because it's warm and tries to go up, and it spins a turbine, cools down and comes back down and gets heated again, and so on and so forth, just like a standard steam engine might work, where it heats up the water to a boiling point, boils it, spins the turbines. That's why if you look at a nuclear power plant, they're still running on steam a lot of times because they're using the heat from the reactor to boil water. Now, of course, they're not just boiling the same water that touched the radioactive stuff, or else you'd be polluting it. They have it through like a heat exchange or whatever, where it heats this up, which then heats up the water they're going to boil. And so the rods heat this special water, which is in not direct contact with another water, which that water boils up. So our civilization is still steam powered, believe it or not. It's fucking crazy that realization. It's like, we've not come anywhere. But yeah, this thing is huge. Let's see if I can find a fucking proper picture of the thing. Building ITER. This will probably be the best if we can just get to that page. Tokamak complex. Yeah, so here's some pictures of it. Oh my god, they've come a long way since the last time I even looked at this. Can we get full screen here? So this is the ITER Tokamak, the big Sintra area where it will be. That's the big thing we saw. It's going to go in here. So you can get an idea how big it is. There's some people standing around down there. This is, I think, maybe the halfway up point. It's going to be the biggest fusion reactor ever built. And I'm so excited for it. Again, some of the designs are already obsolete, but they got to keep going forward with them because while they've been building this, they've used what they've learned while building this to come up with better designs. So the next one, which will hopefully be a actual commercial product, will actually be better than this and actually be able to power stuff. This one's going to be mainly for testing. This will be a mainly testing setup where they're going to be, you know, turning it on, testing, seeing how it runs, changing a few things, testing. It's awesome. And of course, just building it in itself is a test. They're testing to see if they can build it. They can testing to see if while they're building, they come up with better ways like they already have. It's so damn cool. Like, look at that thing. It's huge. Again, they can't really see people, but there's sometimes you get a glimpse of somebody walking around down there. You can see the lifters and stuff, which actually looks like they're gonna have to use a crane to get those out now. Probably that crane right there. It's come on. It's come a long way since the last time I saw it. This machine here probably spins around the whole thing. A lot of the components for this thing are so big that instead of building them elsewhere and shipping them here, they actually built construction facilities on site so they would build the components there and ship them just, you know, 700 feet over to it or whatever. Or not 700 feet, but yeah, there's the whole reactor thing. It's going to be inside this. And then, of course, you can see all the building stuff right here on this little image. It's all going to be right around here. It's going to be so cool when this thing's done. So yeah, look, I think they're up to this point. This point right here is this point right here, I think. Maybe. It's hard to tell, ain't it? Oh, it's so cool. I'm really looking forward to this. The biggest tokamak ever. Look at that. There's a sky view, and you can see how big the building is going to be. This is one of their construction buildings, I think. Look at the cars, just for scale. There's some cars over there on the right side of the screen. Meep, meep. It's going to be a huge reactor. And again, this is just a test facility. So once they're done with this, once they do their tests, they're going to, in theory, then start working on a larger reactor. One that's actually going to be, by the way, check that out. That's so cool, because they're going to form it with concrete, I believe. Then they're going to build the actual facility ones that will create power for the surrounding area. And in theory, they might even be able to jury-rig this one to do that, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think this is all going to be for testing. Again, this is the big construction building where they build all these components in. So cool. There's people down there, those little yellow-green jackets. I love it. And that big crane there is pouring concrete in. And you can see how much metal they've put into this whole thing. It's huge. Look at the scale of it. It's so insane. I love that humanity can do these things. It's stuff like this that gives me hope about our species. When it's like, yeah, we build these things that just will boggle the mind in scale and technological design. It's so cool. Oh, it's so cool. Ah! Just, oh, look how much rebar goes into it. It's like, yeah, everything's made out of concrete, but dude, you're not breaking that concrete anytime soon. Even the Nazi anti-aircraft towers in Berlin didn't have this much metal in them, I don't think. Which, by the way, if you never heard about that, there was a Nazi anti-aircraft fortress that just could not get its shit pushed in. I think they finally ended up just blowing up the turrets on top, and then they used ropes or something to pull part of the wall over, but the thing is still there. It's buried under a hill mostly, because they just couldn't break it. It had so much rebar and metal in the concrete walls. This thing is absolutely incredible, though, to see the scale of it. It's gonna be a sight to see when they finally get it running up. I love this shit. Anyway, yeah, I saw some people asking where it is. This thing is in, I believe it's France. It's a multinational project, so you know. By the way, they got a timeline here, which is awesome, so we can go back to like 2012 when they started building the thing. But yeah, it's in France. It's a multinational undertaking. You can see how the whole structure is kind of gonna probably end up looking when it's done. There's a little thing we were looking at, and actually, no, they're up to right here at these square openings. That's where they are. So they still have all this more to go up. So cool. It's so cool. Like, yeah, that's when they first started building it. Everything we saw previously, the big cylinder thing, it's in that big flat area there. There we go. That's a better picture of it. See how they started it. It was just a big flat area. Slowly building up. And up and up and up. So cool. Still building up. You can see for years it was just like nothing. Because they built the surrounding areas. Now they're really starting to skyrocket forward. You can see we've gone from 2012 to 2015 already, and it's still just this flat thing here. I think there might be another floor below that these pictures skipped, where it has like a stabilizing thing. That way if earthquakes happen or it shakes, it won't cause damage to the surrounding area of the facility. So cool. But yeah, as I said, multinational undertaking. So many different countries are involved. Let's see if we can find it. ITER members. There we go. That should be it. There we go. China, European Union, India, Japan, Korea, Russia, and the United States. Some of us are adversaries, but we've come together for this, man. It's cool. I think Trump might have cut our funding for it a little bit, or at least it got cut around the time Trump took over, but we're still in it, man. We're not out of it yet. It's so cool. I love it so much, man. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped for ITER. Who did this? Somebody was trying to be helpful, and I wasn't there to tell them that was not as helpful as expected. Anyway, yeah, that's ITER. I'm so psyched for ITER, man. It has such great potential for the way forward. And of course, you know, they might end up finding out that the tokamak design, that spherical, or that cylindrical, the donut-shaped thing is a worthless design in the long run. But at least they did all the testing here on this. They proved it out all the way physically. It's so cool. I'm really hopeful for it. Yeah, and nuclear reactors do generate, unfortunately, a fair amount of waste last I checked. What was that? Huh? Yeah, triggered. Rage Sage. If I test half-blocks, I'm gonna start building on a ship I have in mind. Because I think half-blocks one of the greatest things you could do with Space Engineers half-blocks. Again, I still think quarter blocks should have been the way forward, but whatever. The greatest thing you could do is probably use them as greebles. Rage, Sage, Rage. Think of our poor billionaires. They need a tax cut too. That way they can spend more money on jobs. You know, the jobs at the yacht production companies where they build those big mega yachts. If we don't give our billionaires more tax cuts, those guys that build those mega yachts won't be able to stay employed. Fuck you. I know people don't like politics so much, so I'll stay off that. Try to. Oh, Town of the. Okay, cool. Success. Oh. Mithril True, thank you again. what I want added to medieval engineers. I'm more of a fantasy guy than just a medieval guy, so personally I'd like to see, you know, more fantasy stuff. Big stuff I want added is just improved stability right now, but long term, I really want to see barbarian camps. You know, it's something a lot of people I think have brought up, but the idea that there should be barbarian camps. The barbarians shouldn't just spawn out of the blue. There should be barbarian camps where you can say, okay, listen, I'm sick of getting attacked by barbarians every night. Obviously, they still need to redo all the AI. I'll actually get onto that in a second. But I'm sick of them attacking me every night. I'm going to take out the barbarian camp. And the barbarian camp will be an actual structure built into the environment. Obviously, we should have bigger fucking planets, but that way you're not like, oh, there's one, and then 2 feet away there's one. That way it can be spread out a bit more. But you're like, okay, I've removed the barbarian camp from the Kingdom of Umbril C1. There's 1 barbarian camp per region or something. And so now you won't get as many barbarian attacks at night. Instead of once every night, it'll be once every 10 days. Or never even. Or you'll get barbarian attacks from a neighboring zone. So you'd have a system set up where if you have a barbarian encampment in, let's see, let's pretend we're settled here, okay? Let's pretend we're settled in C2. If you have a barbarian camp in this zone, 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 and this zone, basically everywhere around of the 8 surrounding zones, you'll be attacked every night from barbarians from every one of those, except for this one and this one. Sometimes they may send people this way instead. It'll be a flip of the coin whether they attack you or attack another claimed area. But either way, every night they'd attack. So you can wipe out the barbarian camps in your area, that way you're safe, and then wipe them out in this area, this area, and this area, and then you'd only be attacked by these here. Oops. These ones here. Stop. I'm not double-clicking, game. And then slowly you could wipe all these out, and then as long as this whole 3x3 9-block sector is empty, you wouldn't get attacked at night. So you could actually go around and clear your surrounding area. I think that would be a great gameplay mechanic. Of course, as I mentioned, the AI and stuff in this game needs just completely redoing. The fact that when I do like one of these things and I go cycle through characters, I find deer in here. Why are deer counted as characters at all? Why is a deer that's out in the middle of the forest when no one's around? It looks like we turned off deer, probably to save on lag. Why is there a deer out in the middle of the forest that's persistent? If nobody's around the deer, despawn the deer. Maybe cache it, maybe save it in the system. That way, if anybody comes near there, it'll respawn the deer. For the love of God, despawn the deer. It doesn't need to be persistent always. Same with the fact that there's only like 5 animals on the whole planet. How about a couple hundred? How about 20 animals per person? It's a video game. We have mini games nowadays that have dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of NPCs. Maybe that's the thing. Tech 3, that's a great idea about the barbarians, going back to them for 1 second. If you wiped everything out here, but there was still a barbarian camp here, it would slowly rebuild the barbarian camp in a new spot, in the same spot here, unless you've claimed it. If you've claimed it, it'll rebuild in a different spot here, but only if this area is still owned by barbarians. And it'll rebuild it faster if this area and this area are owned by barbarians as well. So it's an add-on effect, where they're all going to be sending their resources to rebuild this one area. Once that's rebuilt, they didn't work on that one altogether. Or something like that. You know, if this was owned by barbarians, this one, same with all these, they'd all 5 of them be trying to rebuild that barbarian camp. So you'd have to wipe these out real quick, and then you'd have to worry about this one slowly trying to rebuild this one, and so on and so forth. Or these would all probably be, actually, these 3 would all be working on this one. Once they finish that, then they'd switch to their next ones. This would do a 50% chance roll to figure out which one of these it tried to rebuild. It's a good idea. I like that they would rebuild. I also like to see that fixed. That would be nice if that was fixed. But yeah, NPCs. I also want to see animal breeding. I really, really want to see animal breeding and, you know, animal husbandry, I think is the way they say it, where you can have a farm full of a dozen sheep, so you can get wool off of sheep and stuff like that. Because as cool as it is to, you know, build your big flax farms and get everything from flax, I really love the idea of, you know, you got 20 to 100 sheep on your farm over the big rolling hills. You're really, really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, flying, cartwheeling sage. Hey, at least it updated our durability on our hammer. And then for this one, we're going to make sure we put in this. Rotate you the correct way. Can't tell which is the correct way anymore. Hopefully that's it. If not, we'll just have to remove it later. Yeah, slipped on a landmine. Not stepped on one, you slipped on one. What else? Medieval engineers. I'd like some more crafting stuff. I'm pretty happy with a lot of the crafting stuff. They did a great job on the progression system. But some things that I think need to be in vanilla, glass. Like those windows, fix the emissive issue. Stored Past says he has no idea how to fix that issue without basically getting rid of the fact that they have color on them, which of course is one of the things that make them so great. But absolutely glass should be in the vanilla game. Abso-fracking-lutely. What else is there? Those little overhang things we've seen before, I would really like those to be in the vanilla game. We had them on the previous server. Apparently they caused a lot of lag, but I absolutely adore them, and I really wish they were on the server, and I really wish they were in vanilla. So hopefully we'll see those added to vanilla. Oh, what else is there? La 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 la. So we've talked about how I want more NPCs. I like wolves, not wolves that'll just attack you in a big group, but or attack you if they see you, but wolves that sort of keep their distance and they're out there in the forest, that so you just sort of know they're there. I don't like killing wolves personally, so they could probably do stuff. Roaming bears. I know there's some other games that have had that and had people be horrified of them, but I still think bears, animals, bunny rabbits, chickens, just the whole world, animals. Add freaking animals into it. Obviously, engineering stuff like the mechanical assemblies and moving parts, they're going to add that. They're working on doing it, as I mentioned earlier, in a way that will not use the physics engine, which means it will not fucking murder everything, hopefully. So that's fingers crossed for that. But I really would like the whole world to just have more animals and stuff, be like proper medieval age. What else is there? We got all that farming stuff. Thank Christ they added farming. That's something I really wanted in Space Engineers, because I love farming in games. It's a bit laggedy here, especially on a server, but I love farming in games. It's just so enjoyable, you know? What else is there? Barbarians, animals, farming of animals and animal husbandry and all that. Planet size, these are other things like I've already mentioned. Yeah, more biomes, that's a good point. I would like to see more biomes. I'd also like, they have seasons in the game. I'd like to see those seasons actually be portrayed in the trees and stuff. Instead of just like, there's the seasons that change in the background that determine how fast your crops grow, and we don't really see that. I'd like to see that portrayed. Of course, I'd also like birds in the trees and stuff. Even if you couldn't hunt and kill those birds for food or nothing, I'd like to see birds in the trees and stuff so you could have them migrating during seasons. Have different seasons on the planet. Yeah, reasons go explore. Another big thing I really want though is caves, underground shit. It's something that's also Space Engineers fails at. The fact that planets often feel very flat and hollow or fake. You know, like I can do this, my spectator mode thing, and I pop under here, and it feels like we're inside a balloon because everything is so surface based. You get a few people that build underground, but that's the only stuff you ever find underground unless it's a glitched out tree funneling itself towards the center of the universe. Space Engineers, Medieval Engineers, and honestly, any game that has any sort of survival thing, I'm talking Space Engineer, or Star Citizen even, they need caves. Because caves give you a sense of natural depth to the planet. They make the planet feel solid when you can go into the planet somewhat and come back out of it. Otherwise, it ends up feeling like just a fracking balloon. And that's what we got right now, is just a balloon. Luckily, we've built our massive cave stuff. God, you guys are helping me out so much with this, by the way. Got a few floating pieces we'll have to get at some point, but awesome. Don't know what the hell we're going to put in these corner slots. Really don't know. We'll figure something out, but for the time being, just leave them be. Oh, what else we got? Keep moving. Yeah, underground stuff is something I really want. I also want water. I don't know how the shit they'll do it. I personally would be kind of alright if they said, okay, we're adding water, but now we're no longer going to have a circular planets. It's a shame, but I'd be alright with it if it meant we got flowing water of some sort, because of course I want hydropower, you know. I want our little water wheels and stuff to function. It's a very weird thing when you don't have water in a medieval game, because of course I'm pretty sure they used water in the past. IRL. Now, I personally, stuff I want, but they will never, I don't think... Oh no! I don't think they will ever add is stuff like ghouls. I love fucking undead stuff. I love undead stuff. It's so... I'd love to be able to just, you know, undead corpse summonings and graveyards and all that stuff. And just have to go out and take out witch doctors and witch, you know, instead of barbarians, you'd have these witch warrens where you have to go and take them out and prevent them from doing their evil magicses and all that stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think they're ever going to add that. But, you know, if they ever add barbarians, we might actually see somebody mod, or proper barbarians and encampments. We might see somebody mod that sort of thing in. Because that would be awesome. Conan Exiles. Yeah, I'm sort of, I have mixed feelings. Fantasy engineers. Oh man, magic engineers would be all about using different types of spells to summon stuff. That could actually be awesome. Hey, Keen Software House, you want to hire me as a game designer? Game designer / artist, and I can go ahead and help you out there. Hey, if they want to hire me as a designer, I'm all for it, but of course, I think I've probably burnt those bridges with my horrifically foul and mouth and horrible temper. Also, they're in the Czech Republic, and I'm not. Even though Czech Republic did rename its country, didn't they? The Chechnya, was it? Your bag should be fine. It's right there. It's just hanging out. That was Gabriel that was down here, right? I did apply from that one time, and things did not go the best for me. They didn't like any of my artwork that I did for it, so didn't really give me critique on that either, which really left a foul taste in my mouth. It's like, oh, you didn't like anything you saw, except for the one thing I did which went against the design brief. Your design brief was keep it very, very simple in design, you know, large geometric shapes, not too much detail, and I added a lot of detail to the little glowing part, and that's the only thing you liked on my art test, huh? Sounds to me like you have a fucking failure to communicate, but maybe it's just the fact that you don't know English too well, and I don't know your language very well at all. Czech Republic. I think Czech. Spelled it completely wrong. Yeah, Czech Republic. I guess they're still called the Czech Republic. I thought they rebranded to a... Yeah, I guess not. Oh, there. Or informally Czechia. I think that's what it is. Informally Czechia. Informally... Yeah. There. Czechia. Also known as Czechia. I thought they rebranded to that recently. I say recently, like a year or two ago. But yeah, I applied for a job. Didn't go well for me. They didn't like my art test. They didn't really make any sense in that. But they did once mention a designer job that kind of just disappeared. And I think that's just because maybe I was too obsessed with and worried about my puppy. Like, how the hell am I going to get Ladwick over to there? You don't know. I live in a lovely little place called Florida. And, yeah, it's a bit of a ways to travel to go from United States of America, Florida, all the way over to the Czech Republic. Kind of a distance. And how I get a puppy there without him getting killed in delivery is beyond me. When I say a puppy, he's actually a 100-pound pup. A 100-pound dog, so it's not like I could easily bring him on a flight or anything like that either. So yeah, that added to the that added more complexity to the idea of moving over than was needed. Sometimes I think I threw that job chance a bit because of that pup, or maybe me talking about him too much through it. I don't know. I don't know. I love that pup though. He's sort of my everything some days. When I come home from work, I really quickly wash my hands and my face and stuff to get the lead solderings off me, and then I go lay down with him for a bit. He's such a big sweetheart. Yeah, see, I've looked into buying him a seat. Sometimes they're not alright with that. And it's hard to find a because I definitely would gladly buy him a seat if it was as simple as that. It's just that a lot of airplanes and airlines won't let you buy your dog a seat, or especially won't let you buy your dog a seat for like a, 13-hour flight over the ocean. And it's be like, I'd have to plan it out. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I obviously would do it if I could and plan it out and I had a good job and lined up. I would definitely go ahead and say, okay, Ladwick, no dinner tonight, no, and just a little bit to drink this evening, and then tomorrow morning, no drinks, no food for 13 hours as we fly early in the morning. Gonna have to hold it, bud, because if you do a pee or a poop, God forbid, on an airplane, oh dear, they're gonna throw us out a window. Of course, they couldn't actually do that, could they? But yeah, you get the gist. Dun, 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 dun. Why can't I place this? There's clearly nothing blocking it. I understand that the person's in the whole cube, but that shouldn't be blocking a game. Whatever. No, it's Galadas. It's not like that. That dog is more like my wolf son than anything. He's my little puppy. I've raised him since he was 4 months old. He spends a lot of time with his granddaddy, my father. And I'm not saying I wouldn't like a girlfriend, it's just I'm pretty inept at people. Decent online. In person, if I fancy somebody, well, let's just say I have no idea at all how to approach them. In fact, if I'm really cold next to somebody, it's either because I honestly don't care at all, or I do fancy them. Because I'm like, okay, I don't want to blow this. Vlad, aka Snake Eyes, has told me... What was it? What's the worst that can happen? It's like, obviously nothing horrible can happen. But it doesn't stop me from being a fucking coward. That dog is definitely more like a son than anything else. Especially when, it's like, usually a dog, if he gets in the trash, you yell at him. Lad gets in the trash, you go, buddy, come on, don't do that. Come on, away with you. Go over there, I gotta clean this up now. And he goes over there. Part of the reason because he's an epileptic. We have an epileptic pup. So, yeah, if you yell at him, we're quite horrified that it'll set off his seizures. Because we have noticed in the past, sometimes if you yell at him that evening, like 2 in the morning, you'll be awoken by a puppy having seizures. And then he'll have seizures for about 30 seconds, be fine for 5 minutes, and then have another one. He'll have in total maybe 10 to 14 seizures in one night. They're all short, but they add up and they cook his brain a little, and it's like, no. So in the mornings, around 9:30 every morning, we get him his pills. He's on zonisamide and phenobarbital. I think it's 400 milligrams of zonisamide, so 4 pretty hefty pills. And then... Alright, see you around, Coljack. Thanks so much for all your help, man. Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. What's the other one? And then... like 120? No. 190 milligrams of, yeah, brought on by stress is what we're thinking. The seizures are. Like 190 milligrams of the other one, which I've forgotten now. Phenobarbital. Which, oddly enough, these medicines still cost a fucking fortune. Obviously, we don't have, like, dog insurance. So, that's pretty rough, Miku. I mean, it's ping-ponging here and there, but... Oops, I just tried to remove those from the inventory. I meant to do that. So we're having some progress here, I'd say, eh? A cathedral-esque area. Wish I could just make those stairs go straight into there, but obviously we can't do that because these don't compound block with these too well. So stupid. Hopefully that's the right way. I don't think it is. Okay, let's see. I was kind of zoned out there. I think we'll be ending this stream soon. I'm going to go see if we have any pizza left over from last night. And then I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know, maybe relax for a bit and then hop back on later for some Space Engineers, test out something. There's a picture on Discord, huh? Oh, let's see. Where's our Discord? Not that. Discord right there. You can see I haven't checked this much. I've been so busy. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's your crash shifts tests. The golden area. That's another thing I'd really like to see in Medieval Engineers. I forgot to mention. Gold. Gold and trading between NPCs. Obviously more NPCs, but NPC people. You know, actual other settlements run by NPCs. The fact that you could have people in your own encampment. It used to be part of the design plan, if you don't know. It was going to almost have an RTS element to it, Medieval Engineers, where you could order your peasants around and have them do stuff. Don't know what the shit happened with that. Might be back, might not be. But I really want gold and trading supplies and all that fun stuff. I really like all that. Anyway, guys, I think that'll be it for the stream today. Or for now, at least. Let's see. This should be looping around yet to here, and then we'll have a little doorway behind it, I think. Yeah, we'll be fine there. Cool. Anyway, guys, what's... Huh? Everything's going fine, dude. Okay, guys. I am going to go ahead and, oh, Tech 3. I might add you, Tech. Or accept, I'm not sure, we'll find out. But yeah, we're done for now, guys. Thanks a bunch for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the ranting and raving. Yeah, I guess I'll probably end up doing that more, so people seem to enjoy that. As long as I have subjects to rant on. I obviously do have a bit of a foul mouth. Anyway, guys, that'll be that. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you, again, have enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. 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 Ah, there we go. And I'll see you next time. Ta-ta.